The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your SuperChats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
I've seen enough. The Super Bowl is back on. Postgame show starts right now.
Man, AG's first training camp with the New York Jets is underway.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here on a Sunday, the day after the first win of the Coach AG era. Ladies and gentlemen, jakeasman.com/shop and get yourself a Coach AG t-shirt, or how about this, ahead of the season, a G5 t-shirt as well. I'm pumped up. Look, I don't want to make too much of any preseason game, but let's be real. If the Jets had gone out there last night and if they sucked, people would be concerned. People would be saying this team is going to win 2 games. So I'd rather them play well and win than look bad, even if in the grand scheme of things, how much this does actually mean, time will tell. But I think there's certainly a lot of things we learned last night and a lot of things that do bode well for the future of this team, not just in year one, but hopefully going forward with this coaching staff for the long haul. But man, it was fun to watch the Jets look like a well-coached team, and I think that's where I want to start. The Jets look like they were prepared. It looked like they came out with more intensity than the Packers early on. Now, it's two different sides of things to break down, right? On one hand, Green Bay's a playoff team. They're really good. And the Jets are a brand new coaching staff, front office, etc. So you would expect the Jets to come out with more intensity. But right away, the opening drive defensively, Sauce Gardner, your best players got to be your best players. You get the big contract. I thought he set the tone early with the pass breakups. He had a tackle. Look, ultimately, I'd rather that happen than him look bad and get beat, right? Jake Tafili, first play, he's jumping off sides. We're thinking, oh, boy, here we go. But then he goes out there and he looks like Aaron Donald for the rest of the game. So certainly way more positives than negatives. And I'm just going to say this in advance. I am very hungover. So hopefully we'll be able to get through this show. It is not easy to watch preseason football in general. Tried doing it at a wedding last night. But the show must go on, so I'm going to do my best to give you guys a great post-game show here. But ultimately, I was very impressed with what we saw from the Jets. There are some negatives, and we will get to them. But we're going to start and accentuate the positives here. Winning is winning. And I thought, in particular, let's go through the starting offense. That was a really impressive drive. It's one drive, but a couple things. Are we back? Check it, check, testing. I'm at home on Long Island. I'm not doing my usual setup. Let me reconnect my mic. Let me know in the chat if you guys could hear me. We're going to battle through this show right here. Hopefully, I'm back up and running because I'm dealing with a ton of technical difficulties here, but I think we're back up. But point being is this. The Jets last night looked like a really well-coached team, and I think the examples of this early on. Justin Fields, when he dropped back, if the immediate answer downfield wasn't there, the Jets had answers in the checkdowns. I think one thing is for sure, Andrew Beck is going to be on this team. He was the first signing that Darren Muji made, by the way, as the GM of this team. He could be your fullback. He could be your tight end. He's probably tight end, too, on this team. Let's call it for what it is. Jeremy Ruckert had opportunities last night. What did he do with them? You saw Stone Smart score a touchdown later in the game when Martinez came in at quarterback, and that was a really good athletic play by Stone Smart, so give him credit. But clearly this team's going to run a lot of 12 personnel. I think a lot of those checks that we saw Beck have in the passing attack last night, that's probably going to go to Mason Taylor, you would think, once Mason Taylor gets healthy, and hopefully he could start practicing within a week or so, and he could get some reps here. But, I mean, look, as far as Fields, 3 of 4, 42 yards. He looked good. He looked comfortable. And I thought the play that he made with his legs is exactly what you want to see from Justin Fields in games that actually count. Hopefully, he could give you 9 or 10 of those in the regular season, combined with around 20 passing touchdowns. And then I think you really have something here if you're the New York Jets offensively. But I thought that we saw some really good blocking up front by the offensive line. I thought Tippmann was good at left guard, filling in for Simpson, Myers being the center. One guy that I want to point out, I know Next Gen Stats came out with the Armand Membu stats. I thought he was excellent last night. I thought Armand Membu looked really good in his debut. So I want to highlight him. I certainly want to highlight the offensive line in general. They got some good pushes. Braylon Allen looked really good when he had an opportunity to play. Look, ultimately, the Jets last night, they played to how they want to play in games that count. They want to dominate in the trenches. They want to run the ball. They ran the ball 39 times in total last night. If they have a time of possession anywhere close to what they had last night in regular season games, am I back? Testing? Holy crap. I don't know what's happened. I'm just going to use my laptop camera here and get my audio figured out here because what I'm using to connect everything is not working. Let me try this. 1, 2. Are we back? Can I do a post-game show? Holy crap. Hopefully this sounds okay, guys. I apologize for the tech issues here. I cannot take this nonsense anymore. Here's what I'm going to do. +2 on all gifted memberships and super chats here. This is our last show before the raffle tomorrow. But hopefully this thing is back on and I can actually talk about a Jet win. That's the thing. Even when the Jets win, the YouTube gods don't want me to be happy. I'm trying to be positive here, and I can't even be happy. But I don't know where I got cut off there. I'm just going to repeat what I was talking about with the opening drive. Highlighted the O-line. I thought Armand Membu was really good. He's going up against Kenny Clark, by the way. That's not nothing. Kenny Clark's a good player. So that to me was definitely encouraging from a Jet standpoint from what I saw from him. I'm trying to think. It's all a blur last night. Like you should see some of the notes I wrote on my phone last night. As once again, I was at a wedding out east trying to watch a preseason game. The looks you get when you're trying to watch a preseason football game at a wedding. Oh my God! By the way, a couple of Asmaniacs are actually at this wedding. Big shout out to Anthony and big shout out to Ryan, who I met at the venue and then at the after party. So shout out to them. But as far as this game, back to Justin Fields. He looked comfortable. He looked good. And when he took off and used his legs on the 3rd and long inside the red zone, that's the biggest difference that you're going to have with him and any quarterback we've seen from the Jets in our history watching them. He's a true mobile quarterback that when the play breaks down, it's not necessarily over. And I know it's been highlighted by a bunch of people, but it's worth saying again. Shout out to Isaiah Davis. I don't know if that touchdown happens if Isaiah Davis doesn't run the rest of his route and sell like he's about to get a pass to draw that defender in the end zone and allow Fields to have the edge to be able to run and score. So I thought that was really encouraging overall. Look, people are going to make a lot, I guess, of like the running back situation with Breece and Braylon. Way too early to have those conversations. First things first, Breece was barely utilized the way that I think he's going to be utilized in the games that count, which is as a receiver. I mean, they had one drive. Teams will adjust to that drive the Jets did in a regular season game, and then it will be on Tanner Engstrand and company to come up with different wrinkles. One thing we did see, though, was Garrett Wilson in motion a lot, which is good. Give him free releases off the line of scrimmage. He's going to have to be able to win his matchups. And they're going to have to scheme guys open. I think that was encouraging by Engstrand. And it wasn't even just with the starters. I thought really throughout the game there were good examples of guys, running certain route patterns that freed them open. So one game, I'm not going to go crazy here, but I am certainly encouraged by the offensive coaching. I think Steve Hyden, the O-line coach, you want to talk about stock up. I heard Buffalo Jeff fan reference this. He's right. The O-line was really good last night. They were good in the run game. They were obviously good in pass protection. Like Fields really was not running for his life at all, and none of the quarterbacks were. They had plenty of time. I thought if you talk about, kind of how the Jets lined up, you got a little indication on what it's going to look like. I believe in the regular season. Like I think right now I could definitively tell you the wide receivers that are making this team confidently. I'm telling you, it's obviously Garrett Wilson. It's Josh Reynolds. Now the thing with Lazard is he left the game last night in a sling. If he's out, that opens the door for maybe someone else. Could Brandon Smith, who's kind of like a Lazard type receiver as far as body type. Does that open the door for him? Nice contested catch last night in this game. He was impressive last year. For those who remember, he's had a good summer from what I've heard. So something to watch with Lazard for sure. No other significant injuries, which, knock on wood, that's like the best thing that could come out of this game overall. Even if the Jets sucked, but they suffered an injury, like that'd be worse than anything else that could actually happen in the game. So didn't appear like there's anything that's significant that happened. So I'm encouraged about that. But as far as the receivers, right, it's Garrett, it's Reynolds. Let's assume Lazard is going to be fine. Allen Lazard. Tyler Johnson, to me, is wide receiver 3 on this team. It's like him and Lazard, I guess, rallying for that spot. Arian Smith, we know he's going to make the team, and he probably could have had a touchdown last night if Martinez put that ball on him. Or it might have been Cook. I forget which quarterback it was. Sorry. Mine's a little hazy this morning. But the speed, it played. That's what you want to see, right? We know the guy's got incredible speed. There's a play when the lights are on, right? Does it play when you actually got to go out there, pads on, everyone's watching you? How does it play? And I thought Smith passed his first test in that regard. So I thought that was certainly encouraging. Some other things that I wrote down that I wanted to highlight here. Aaron Glenn is the anti-Robert Saleh. I mean, not that we didn't already know that, but when was the last time you ever saw a Jet coach going like that? When was the last time you saw a Jet coach actually go out there and visibly be upset with one of his players and try and discipline them? Death taxes, the dumb Michael Clemens penalty. Good to see Glenn yank him off the field right away. Love that. This was the back and forth with Glenn and Costello in the postgame last night. Glenn, I think, he's got the right messaging to address this problem. Now they got to address it, but you're not just going to be able to snap your fingers and fix, one of the biggest problems with this team the last couple of years. They've been the most penalized team in football for multiple seasons now. You can't just come in and say, we're going to fix it and boom, it's fixed. It's going to take time. But I think what I just showed you on screen with Glenn going after McCrary ball there, that is encouraging. And then I thought Glenn's messaging after the game, this is what you want your head coach to say when addressing a problem with this team.
The only thing that wasn't our brand is the amount of penalties that we had. And some of those penalties were undisciplined penalties, so we got to clean that up.
What we saw tonight on some of those undisciplined plays, Clemens comes to mind with McCrary ball.
Yeah.
Come to the sideline, and you were there to greet them.
I have to address that.
Is that what we're going to see from you?
I have to address that.
What is your message to them when they come to the sideline?
Between me and them, I have to address that. That's all you need to know.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron Glenn. Love that. If you're watching live right now, I apologize for some of the tech issues here in the opening monologue. I did pin the Gusbuster Umbrella hotline link, so we will take your calls. Just a reminder, we are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Hopefully you guys bet on this game last night. I had the Jets +3 at FanDuel. This was never in doubt. The Jets look good. So shout out to FanDuel for being our sponsor. They are my go-to sportsbook for any bet in any sport, especially the New York Jets. I was overall encouraged last night. I'm not going to sit here and try and go goo goo gaga, go crazy. But once again, I rather them play well and win in a game that doesn't count than look awful, even if the game doesn't count. Especially if it's a new regime. I think winning's contagious. Winning rubs off on an organization. And I know it's preseason, but the Ravens win in the preseason every year. It's like a thing, right? Harbaugh has like this streak going where they never lose in the preseason. They're good in the regular season. Now, they also have Lamar Jackson. I get that. They have way more talent than the Jets have had. But I just don't think it's a bad thing to win. And I think the Jets, to quote Aaron Glenn, they played their brand of football last night. Once again, owned the trenches, ran the ball. Fields looked comfortable. The defense, let's talk more about them. I feel like I've spent a lot of time talking about the offense here. The defense was dominant. Look, it's a vanilla game plan. They didn't blitz a ton. They're going to blitz a lot more in the regular season. You're not going to show a lot in a preseason game. But I thought the defense was really good. Once again, I mentioned Sauce at the top. I want to reiterate. I thought he set the tone early. I thought it was a little ticky-tacky, by the way, the one penalty they called on him. But, whatever. I'll live with it. Corner's a tough position to play. Sauce came out. He looked ready to go. So that was good. I mean, Jay Tafili, welcome to the team, man. Not that there was any doubt. I think he was going to make it. He was one of the guys that Steve Wilkes highlighted right away when he spoke last to the media and was asked who has stood out, and Tafili was mentioned. So he's on this team. We know there's some injuries at the defensive tackle spot, so we got an opportunity to play with the starters, and he looked good. The 1.5 sacks he had was impressive. Shout out to Leonard Taylor coming up with some pressure, forcing the fumble that the Jets were able to recover. It was Tafili who recovered it. Right? I mean, the Jets need to be opportunistic. They had 2 turnovers. They didn't turn the ball over. Like that's a positive. That's what you want to see. The other thing with the defense, too, that spin move by Will McDonald. He beat Zach Tom. Zach Tom is a good guard. Zach Tom just signed like a $70 million contract, I'm pretty sure. That's not nothing. McDonald's spin move, by the way, I don't even know if he gets credit for a pressure with that, but that set up the Tafili sack on the opening drive. I think it was the opening drive. Once again, I was at a wedding last night, so my memory is a little bit of a blur watching this game. I'm doing my best here. That was a really good play by McDonald. I don't know if he gets credit once again for the pressure, but that set up the Tafili sack because Love had to step up, and he didn't want to go to where he had to go, and that's where the pressure was able to get home. But, look, the defense was good, and that's what you want to see. Tony Adams, worth noting, he started at safety with Cisco, so it's Tony Adams as the quote-unquote leader in the clubhouse at this point to be this team's starting safety. Malachi Moore did play, which is a good thing, but there were drives where he lined up as the nickel. This team is going to be way different defensively than what we're used to. Like they're not going to be in the wide nine scheme and just do things the same way over and over. I think depending on the opponent, they'll be game plan specific on defense. I think you'll see some weeks where they blitz a ton, some weeks where maybe they don't. I think one thing is for sure, though, the Jets are kind of in this, let's say it's a 4-2-5. You'll see obviously the two being the two linebackers of Quincy and Sherwood. You'll see the 4 being a rotation. Hopefully Germaine Johnson gets up to speed, and it's him and McDonald for the most part with Quinnen, and then it's probably Tafili, or maybe it's someone else that's going to emerge up the middle there. But I'm encouraged. But then I think you're also going to see, some scenarios where, the Jets, maybe they like Malachi Moore because he's kind of a bigger nickel slot, right? He's a safety that's playing that spot. They want versatility. Isaiah Oliver is a guy that played a lot for Steve Wilkes with the Niners a couple of years ago. So he's a chess piece. I think the Jets, they want more versatility in their secondary. So there's certain roles for certain guys. And I think you're starting to see that. At least we saw that last night. But I was very encouraged with the defense from what we saw. As far as the starters, no injuries. That's the biggest thing. They got to cut back on the penalties. We highlighted that. Once again, I mean, it's something that just can't happen. But, I mean, how could you not be very excited by what you saw? I mean, they had a special teams fumble recovery. Nice to see Mecole Hardman still sucks, all right? Nice to see that. Can't stand Mecole Hardman. Great to see him gag away the ball, and the Jets come up with an extra possession. But they had 4 sacks in the first half alone? Tafili turned into like Aaron Glenn for that half. I mean, it was fun. No missed kicks, although the thicker kickers kicks, not the prettiest in the world. I think he's auditioning for a role to kick on a different team that is not the New York Jets, because I think Nick Folk is going to be this team's kicker. But, man, I mean, I'm encouraged. I think if you're a Jet fan, once again, we rather this than them looking awful. That's how I look at it. I'm not going to go goo-goo gaga, but I rather them play well in a win than look awful. And I think it's a different intensity with Aaron Glenn, even in a preseason game. I think we saw that. I like the fact that Tafili was trying to give him the ball, and Glenn was like, nah, this is all you. But, I mean, their opening drive, if we go back to that, when the starters were out there against the Packers starters, 10 plays, 79 yards, 5 minutes of time of possession, and they didn't have Mason Taylor, who I think, once again, will probably get a lot of those targets that ended up going to Beck. I think that's kind of be the way they get Mason Taylor involved. And then I think not having Simpson out there, but the O-line still getting a push is encouraging. Tippmann, whether he's guard or center, I don't really care, because it's obvious that if there's an injury to one of their guards, like there is now with Simpson, they feel like Tippmann is better suited to be the guard than Myers, and Myers has played center before in the NFL for a while, and he was Justin Fields' center in college. So the 5 they put out there, I thought looked good. And the fact that the Jets kept running to the right side, that's the AVT and the Membu side, that to me is encouraging. So I was very happy with what we saw from the starting offense. They were efficient. Field showed some poise. He hit his checkdowns when there wasn't anything downfield. And they didn't have any penalties on that opening drive. How many times did the Jets have penalties on offense? We talked about the defensive penalties. It was a problem. The penalties on offense were a huge problem. The procedural stuff. We didn't have that yesterday. So I think it was encouraging. This is why you play your starters in the preseason, by the way. You can't replicate these live reps. The Jets' advantage, if they're going to have advantages early in the year, is that they're going to be more prepared to play than some of the teams they're playing. If you're going to play great teams, you rather play them early in the year. You're playing the Bills in week 2. Can you come out and in a one-game scenario out-physical them for the day? and give yourself a chance to steal one. And even before Buffalo in week 2, Pittsburgh week 1, they didn't play their starters in their first game. Let's see what they do the rest of the preseason. Can the Jets come out swinging? Because that's how you could steal some games. You could be scrappy. You could punch above your weight. You have to win the turnover battle to do that. They did that last night. You have to win the time of possession battle. They dominated that. I mean, at one point, until the Jets' backup defense was in late in the game, like the third and fourth string guys, the difference in total yards was like 350 to under 100, I think, at one point. So I was encouraged. I really was. Once again, if you're a Jet fan, I'd rather them play well and win in a game that doesn't count than the opposite when people are going to overreact and go crazy. So those are some of the thoughts here. I got some other notes that I wrote down, but I think everyone kind of gets the gist. It was good to see Engstrand mix in some runs, passing, not play action. What a concept. Whoa. Little play action. And then obviously Fields doing his thing, and shout out to Isaiah Davis for doing what he did. But I'm encouraged, folks. I really am. What I have now is the post game from Aaron Glenn that I want to roll in. Then we will get to some of your super chats. And for those of you just tuning in late, we will do a giveaway at the end of the stream today. I'll give someone a Justin Fields jersey in the color of their choice between green or white at the end of the stream. So get the membership to be entered, and we'll boost memberships +2 for the show, because tomorrow, first show of the day, Monday morning, is our weekly raffle featuring a signed Aaron Glenn jersey, a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, and a signed Germaine jersey. So I'm going to roll in, Glenn. We'll get to your calls. Quick plug for the event that we have now, less than a week away, 6 days from now. I'm hosting a watch party for the Jets-Giants preseason game at T-Squared Social. Lock in your ticket this week. It's $18. You get a free beer, a free shot, and a raffle ticket. And here are some of the prizes that we're going to be giving away. A signed and framed Breece Hall jersey, 2 tickets to the Jets-Panthers, a Wayne Corbett jersey signed by the man himself, and an Aaron Glenn jersey signed by the man himself, plus some other prizes. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lock in your ticket by purchasing your ticket with the link that is in the description for this video. So let's hear from Coach Glenn. First win as an NFL head coach. It might not count, but hey, they keep score, and the Jets won. And Aaron Glenn afterwards was very excited about that.
Preseason or not, a win is a win. And I was always taught to, if you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win. And this is a great win for our guys. A lot of good things that happened in this game, but there's a lot of things that we got to clean up, a number of things. And we will clean those up. All right, so I look forward to going to next week. When it comes to the injuries that we had, Isaiah Davis, he had an ankle. I think he'll be just fine. Lazard had a shoulder. Get more value, more testing on that, see what that is. And Kane had a calf, right? And I think he'll be just fine also. So other than that, I think we came out pretty clean with everybody else. But I just thought that was our brand of football for the most part. So, again, like I said, I look forward to going to next week. We got a really good challenge going to the next week. Really good receiver. Damn good quarterback we got to go against. Damn good D-line we have to go against. So our guys be up for the challenge.
What did you think, AJ, that first offensive series?
Listen, I thought the guys did a great job, man. I really do. I thought Justin got the guys in and out the huddle. I thought Tanner did a really good job getting the play calls in so the guys could play with tempo and play fast. It was good to see Justin use his legs also, all right? So we know he has that in his bag. The thing that I think he showed for the most part is, man, we can call a play, we have a shot, and if the shot's not there, he can get it chunk it down, all right? And he did a really good job of that. So he was patient. He did everything that we needed, all right, to get this win, and for him to be the quarterback that we know that he can be. So, but it wasn't just that. I mean, I thought our run game did well, just across the board. You know, O-line pushed people back, knocked people off the ball, and that's who we have to be, because that's our brand of football.
With Justin, we analyze everyday training camp.
Yeah.
Is it hard to see what he can do in a training camp practice, because you don't have the running as much in those practices, and as these preseason games kind of show you a little bit more of what he's capable of?
Well, here's what I would say, because there's so much noise on the outside. And, again, I told you guys this, and I'll tell him this. He's going to get criticized for every little thing. And the good thing about him is he is so mature, and we talk about this on a consistent basis, that he doesn't care. All right? The only thing that we care about is how is he operating, and is he getting better? And we see that in-house. So we love where he's at right now. And does he have ways to go? Absolutely he does. Is he going to continue to work? Absolutely he will, because that's just who he is. But we know exactly where he's at. We know exactly where we're going. And we're going to continue to work our ass off until we get there.
That defensive touchdown, it's like they gave you the ball there on the side and you gave it right back. Just what was your reaction there?
Well, I'm not playing, so yeah, the guys tried to give it to me. But I thought Wilkes did a hell of a job calling the game. And listen, I know it's preseason, but listen, I said, whoever plays for us, I don't care what group it is, first group, second group, third group, there shouldn't be a drop-off in the way that we operate and how we play. But I appreciated that, man, but those guys are out there playing, so I want him to have his ball on the touchdown.
Did you see signs of the play style you're looking for tonight?
I said it earlier, like that is our brand when you look at it. The way that we ran the ball, I mean, we were very efficient in our passing game. Man, we had the ball for over 38 minutes. No turnovers, right? We had 2 takeaways for us, one on special teams and one on defense. I think we had like 4 or 5 sacks in the game. So everything about what we did was our brand. The only thing that wasn't our brand is the amount of penalties that we had. And some of those penalties were undisciplined penalties, so we got to clean that up.
What we saw tonight on some of those undisciplined plays, Clemens comes to mind with a prairie ball.
Yeah.
Come to the sideline, and you were there to greet them.
I have to address that.
Is that what we're going to see from you?
I have to address that.
What is your message to them when they come to the sideline?
Between me and them, I have to address that. That's all you need to know.
I might be mistaken. I thought Adams had gone out early in the game and some seemed to be banged up.
Say it again?
Tony Adams.
Yeah, he has a thigh. He does. But I think he'll be just fine, though. He'll be just fine.
What did you think of the way Tufele flew around?
He ran hard, very hard, very elusive. The thing that you probably didn't see was some of the things he did on special teams too. Which was pretty encouraging. So, I think all those guys, like all of our backs, did a really good job today. I hate that Donald got the touchdown call back. I really think he deserved that. And I think you really saw speed from him as he got around the edge on the defense. So, again, that's our brand of football. We want to run it, but we also want to be very efficient in the passing game, which I think our guys did.
We saw Beck on that first series.
Yep.
Two big catches. What kind of weapon can he be? We don't see fullbacks everywhere in the league.
Yeah.
What kind of weapon can he be for you guys?
Well, he's a really good player. And actually, that was Mooj's first signing to get him in. And I'm a big believer in fullbacks in this league, because I don't think people play against him as much. So I think that gives us an advantage. But I would go back and say this. The play that we called were shot plays, all right, to our guys. And it just so happened Justin saw the coverage, right? The coverage meant to take the shot away, man. He was quick to check the ball down. And Beck did his job as far as making plays.
Couple more?
Bernard Converse.
Yeah.
Wasn't on the trip.
Yeah, he has a medical issue, all right, that he's dealing with right now. But he's coming back, and he'll be just fine.
Okay.
Anyone stand out to you? I know before watching the film.
Listen, I want to go watch the tape and really evaluate it, but obviously Justin did a really good job. Listen, I thought our quarterbacks in general, all those guys, did a really good job of, man, getting the ball off their hand, understanding the coverage of the defense, and being efficient the way we play. I thought our O-line did a hell of a job of creating movement, so we can get those tough yards. Sometimes those 2- and 3-yard runs will add up going to the fourth quarter, and I thought that happened quite a bit. I thought our front on defense did a hell of a job as far as attacking the run and getting after the quarterback. Now, at the end of the game, I wasn't really happy about how we played the run, but we'll get that fixed. I thought our DBs did a really good job of making plays on the ball, too. So I thought it was an overall good team effort. I would say this, our punter did a hell of a job on that one punt, all right, for us to get the takeaway. And we call him a sniper for a reason, and he has to flip the field for us, all right? So I thought he did a really good job also.
How about some love for the punter at the end? Austin McNamara, he's the only punter on the team right now. They cut Kai Kroger a couple weeks ago. So unless McNamara really struggles, he's the punter. And obviously, I think we all can assume Nick Folk will be the kicker, barring injury. Thicker kicker. It wasn't bad. He made his kicks last night, which is nice. But I think he's auditioning for a kicker spot on a different team, which is fine. But Nick Folk, I think, unless he gets hurt or just stinks all of a sudden, he's the guy. Good stuff there from Glenn. That's why I wanted to roll the full presser. It was only about 6 minutes long, a little over 6 minutes. I like the accountability. They got to clean up the penalties. I think Glenn is doing it right. Once again, when was the last time you saw any Jet coach do something like what we saw Glenn do last night? Like, just, this doesn't mean it's automatically fixed, but hold guys accountable and send a message. And that's what Glenn's doing there. And he did that obviously with the Clemens play too, which I think that was the penalty where they were offsetting. So no harm, no foul. Before we get to some Super Chats, I just wanted to once again highlight the Isaiah Davis play here because to me this is just really smart. The Jets have been so dumb for so long, so when they do things smart, even in games that don't count, let's accentuate it. Isaiah Davis here, by pretending like he was about to receive a pass from Fields, was able to allow this touchdown to basically happen. Because this defender, if Isaiah Davis doesn't run his route and stops moving, it gives it away that obviously Fields is taken off, and this touchdown probably doesn't happen. So that was a really good play by Isaiah Davis. I don't know if anyone asked Glenn about that specifically. I don't think they did because we just played the presser, but this was good stuff. And once again, that opening drive was efficient. When Glenn was talking there, I went back and just rewatched some of the plays from the drive. The nice run by Braylon Allen. Let's give credit to Lazard and Tippmann. Their blocking set that one up. They look good. It's one drive. Packers are obviously very vanilla. You're not game planning in the preseason. Let's not go crazy here. But I will repeat what I've said. I'd rather them play well and win than look awful. And this is all we have to go off of. And not all preseason games, I think, are created equal. I think for the Packers, it's different. They're a playoff team. They have a head coach who's been there for years. This is all new for the Jets. They're trying to change the culture. They're trying to establish their identity. They're trying to preach what they're doing works. And I do think winning helps. How much does it help? I mean, the 2008 Lions went 4-0 in the preseason. Got to take everything with a grain of salt, but there's some things that we can learn about the roster, coaching. Once again, game ball to the O-line coach, game ball to Engstrand. Thought the offensive staff was good. Game ball to Tafili. You want to give a game ball to Justin Fields, you can. By the way, Donovan Edwards, should probably mention him. I don't know if they're going to keep him on this team as the fourth running back because Kene, the special teamer that had the kickoff return last year with the Jets, he is someone that they might value for what he brings on special teams, but that's a position where there's always injuries. So whether he's on the practice squad or not, it was good to see him have that long run. I thought that holding call was questionable, so it didn't count. But good stuff there overall. All right, all memberships are boosted +2. Sean in St. Augustine is the first to gift 5 memberships. He enters our Justin Fields jersey raffle at the end of the stream. So, Sean, good luck in honor of the Jets win. We'll give away a Fields raffle. Sean +2, so 7 raffle tickets for him with that entry. Let me get to the Super Chats, then I promise I will stay on and take plenty of your calls. Robert starts us off. He says, over or under on the Jets win total? Well, right now it's 5.5 at FanDuel. I think the Jets can win more than 5.5 games. I think they're going to be better coached than we've seen in a long time. I don't know if they have enough talent to be a playoff team. I'm not going to go there, especially one preseason game. I'm not going 10 wins, baby. You want to do that? That's fine. I won't personally. I think that's a bit of a hot take, but I'm not going to tell fans how to be fans. But I do think the Jets can go over their 5.5 win total. I think this team could easily win 7, maybe 8 games. And if Fields is good, and that's a big if, maybe more than that. If Fields is awesome, then we're starting to talk about a team that could absolutely be fighting for a playoff spot and win 10 games. Because I think the talent is good enough. Now, some of the depth is not great. Like if they lose Garrett Wilson, if they lose Mason Taylor like they have, Andrew Beck is a nice utility player. What's Jeremy Rucker doing, right? I'm in Suffolk County right now. All right, that doesn't mean I get to play for the Jets. I'm in Comac right now. He grew up in Lindenhurst. At some point, he's got to show us something, and we really didn't see much from Rucker last night. Robert says, "Is there a path for Adrian to be the starting quarterback?" There is not. The only way Adrian Martinez will see the field in games that count is if there's injuries to both Tyrod and to, of course, Fields. Cuddy in the raffle for 2. We'll boost it +4 for this. First drive offensively looked amazing. Braylon showed he still got it. Penalty still a problem. Notice Rucker didn't even get a target. Worried about him making the team. I think he'll make the team, but, you look at the box score last night, and you're like, did Jeremy Rucker even play? Right? His name is not mentioned. Neil Johnson caught a pass. He's a tight end. Zach Kuntz caught a pass. He's a tight end. Stone Smart caught a touchdown and looked good on that 24-yard reception. He's a tight end. Andrew Beck is technically a fullback, but can play tight end. Stock down on Jeremy Rucker. JR, Asmaniac Super Chat. In spite of it being preseason, I'm very impressed. Biggest difference so far is the effort on loose balls and you. I thought they were well coached. They came out, they played hard last night, which is what you want for a first-time coach trying to get his team ready to play. It sends the right message when you're having this physical camp and you're trying to change things and you're running live tackling periods and you want to be disciplined, you want to be tough. You had to play the starters, right? That's why I completely disagreed with Nick Ferrier, who was on the show on Friday and was arguing that it was a mistake to play the starters. You had to play them. And I think the effort and intensity that they came out with is a testament to Glenn getting them ready to play football, which they had to be ready to play football last night. And now is a big week coming up with the Giants for 2 joint practices, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then there's no more practices this week, right? Treatment days on Monday, joint practice Tuesday, Wednesday, walkthroughs Thursday, Friday, game Saturday. And the media will not be at practice Thursday or Friday. So we only really get 2 days this week to evaluate where this football team is at. So these joint practices coming up with the Giants are going to be big. Big fella, Super Chat. I know it's one game and it's early, but after last night, Breece looks expendable with the limited sample size. Trade wouldn't be surprising. Why would you trade Breece Hall now when his value is low and it's one preseason game? We got to relax. They had one drive. Breece Hall is going to be a weapon as a receiver. He had 3 carries last night for 9 yards. Okay, so one drive. Was Braylon Allen impressive in that 14-yard run he had? Sure. But the rest of his night was still 8 carries for 33 yards. And, if I am going to nitpick one thing, the 4th and 1 call where they got stuffed, I'm going to have to watch back the film and see why they got stuffed, because Braylon Allen should never be getting stuffed. Hopefully in the regular season, that's a tush-push with Fields, and that should be an automatic first down for the Jets. The Jets, if they're going to be better than we think, they have to be good on 3rd and 4th down. When it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Like if it's 3rd and 2, run the tush-push play twice. Tell me you're not going to be able to get at least 2 yards if you have 2 chances at it. The Jets were one of the teams that voted in favor of keeping the tush-push. I believe that's because that's going to be their move on short yardage. So run it. But I'm not getting rid of Breece yet. He's not expendable. Let's see what he could do. Let's see what happens when the games count. He's their most proven running back. Braylon Allen has flashed. Isaiah Davis has flashed. They haven't had a season like Breece Hall has had where he's second in the NFL in yards from scrimmage at his position behind McCaffrey, which is what Breece did in 2023. It's one game. And they need Breece's ability to catch passes because the receiver room is just not good. It's not. I mean, we could pretend like it is. It's not. Like Garrett Wilson, and after that, there's a lot to be desired there. If they're going to win, they're going to have to do what they did last night, which is run the ball, scheme guys open, Fields' ability to make plays with his legs. Like, that's how they're going to have to be an efficient offense. And the defense has to be really good, which I think it can be because I think they got a lot of talent there. DeRhino checks in. You guys looked good last night. Aaron looked energetic and involved. You guys should have a competitive year. Good luck, brother. DeRhino, we appreciate you. He's a Texans fan supporting the channel, so thank you, DeRhino. Cuddy checks in with a $10 super chat. He joins the raffle for 2 more, plus 2, so 4 more. One thing I noticed with coaching was very stoic. All the coaches took this game serious and held accountability, even in the preseason. I thought we saw that from Steve Wilks. I liked what I saw. I thought the coaching was good last night. I mean, they won 30-10. There's going to be a lot of positives, right? I mean, the Jets were in control of this game. There's going to be a lot of positives. No one's trying to talk about them going to the Super Bowl, but they look good. I'd rather this than the alternative. Military Mike says, a coach getting into a player's ass for penalties and a team that can now recover a fumble. That's it. I'm all in on AG. Love it. Henny in the house. You know what, Henny? Screw it. I might be deathly hungover right now. Why not? Cheers to the Hennessy Heisman. A Jet win. I don't care if it's preseason. You know what they say, right, Herm?
Hello? You play to win the game.
Top 10 O-line and defense is the recipe. Once again, if the Jets have a top 10 O-line and their defense is in the top 10, I think their floor is probably 7 or 8 wins, and they could be a lot better than that, obviously, depending on what level of quarterback play you get from Justin Fields. Craig, Super Chat, he cuts the line. Biggest takeaway from tonight, Jets have a real head coach instead of a mopey, overmatched cheerleader on the sidelines. Look how BUs were playing. Happy Sunday. Look how BUs were playing. Who's BU? BU. I don't know what that means, but I do like the way that Glenn coached him. I like the intensity he brought. I thought that matters. I think he's the right coach at the right time for this team. I do. BU, I guess, is backups. Yeah, the backups look good. They won 30-10. I mean, the starters played a drive, so yeah. I think on defense, the only quote unquote starter that was out there after that opening drive was, I think Tony Adams was in with the second unit for a series. I think I got to rewatch the game. I usually rewatch every game. I haven't done this yet because I am just getting back from a wedding last night. Which, once again, you want to talk about the looks you get at a wedding when you're watching a preseason football game. Oh my goodness. What do we got here? JJ says, y'all kill me. What happened to I could smell 4 wins and field slander? I told you we have a better roster, quarterback and head coach included. Hashtag playoffs. See, this is what I don't think you want to do, JJ. You don't want to be doing the what happened to 4 wins and field slander. I think if you're a Jet fan, there's a way to acknowledge they look good last night and also acknowledge we have a long way to go. I don't think they're going to win 4 games now. I have since, for the last couple months, been moving my win total up. I'm at 6 right now, and I think they can win more than that if they're truly well coached. I'm just not going to go crazy after one preseason game. I think we could have a nuanced conversation on this show. I think we're allowed to be excited and also say it's preseason. But nuance is apparently not allowed in the world of JJ. Well, in my world, it is. And I'm going to do my best to keep that rolling. Hey, huge shout out to Damien. I just got an email that he's the first listener during this postgame show that purchased one of our brand new Garrett Wilson shirts, which is available right now in our merch store at jakeasman.com. Also, celebrate Aaron Glenn's first win with a Coach Glenn, Coach AG t-shirt that we are now selling. So, Damien, thank you very much. Brian with a super chat. He says, I didn't want to have hope. I wanted to protect myself, but here we are. I believe in AG. I believe. Look, we're all rooting for this man.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
And it was a very encouraging start. No doubt. Be happy. Devin, super chat, cuts the line. Simply put, the offensive line mauled the Green Bay D-line all game. Fields certainly look comfortable. Defense look put together. LFG. They look good. Rick Kent in the house. Packers played their starters. Did Nick Farrier criticize LaFleur over it? He's anti every team playing their starters. And I just think there's too many benefits of the Jets playing their starters. Are there injury risks? Sure. I mean, if Allen Lazard is out for a while, that's not ideal. He's not great, but obviously you prefer your players to be healthy. There's a risk, but I think the Jets, for what they need to do this year in year one of this regime, they had to play their starters. It sends the worst message for Glenn to have this physical camp and preach toughness and we're playing football and then not play his guys because he's afraid of them getting hurt. You can't do that. He was always going to play his starters. It makes sense. But he was smart about it. He played the offense for one drive. They scored a touchdown. Take the starters out. Logical. Defense. They look good. Take them out. Good to see. Take out most of the key players. Like Tafili was obviously playing more than just one drive, but he's more of a backup that had to be elevated because of the injuries the Jets have to Cower, and obviously Quinnen's not playing with the calf injury. Big Steve says, I like what I saw from the OC and DC in the play calling department. I thought Engstrand was good. I thought some of the pass plays they had, they were scheming guys open. It looked good. Henny in the house. Nice to see someone on the sidelines actually coaching. Shout out to Tanner Engstrand, too. We have an OC. Henny is pumped up. Peter Castro, who is one of the leaders of the Fields Coalition in this fan base. He says, first time in 4 years they were prepared. Preseason game, Peter. Take a breath. I love you, though. Peter's texting me last night. Let me see this. This is. I'm at a wedding last night, and I'm getting text from Peter Castro, who's telling me, Justin looked pretty good, didn't he? Glenn's a lot better than Salah. And I wrote, in Zach Wilson's rookie year, he was 15 of 20 for 196 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 0 picks, and a quarterback rating of 136 in the preseason. How did that work out? But so far, so good. Fields, not a rookie. Old news. So I'm trying to keep you leveled, Peter. I hope you're right. I hope Justin Fields leads the Jets to 11-6. But until I see that, that might be a bit of a hot take.
Now that is a hot take. Damn.
But I love the optimism. Nicholas in the house. Super chat. Cuts the line. Hello. Curious about the running back room. Does Donovan Edwards have a spot on this team? That touchdown run was nice. Holding call was ticky-tack. The holding call I thought was BS. He hit that hole hard. I think it's a numbers game with him, Nicholas. If you're going to keep Donovan Edwards, then you probably can't keep Kane, I'm going to mispronounce his name, but I'll try and get it right. If you're going to keep Donovan Edwards, you're not going to keep probably Kane, Niguanu, and Wanu. I just don't think they're going to carry 5 running backs. So it's probably a practice squad situation for him, but he looked good. I mean, if he keeps playing like that, then you might have to just keep him. One thing to note, Corley getting an opportunity to be on kickoffs, right, in the second half. That's his path to make the team. I don't see it. I've been on this for months. I don't think Malachi Corley is making this roster. So we'll say he's got 2 more games left to show us something. NY Jets DH says if AG can at least be halfway decent at situational football, when to call timeouts, go for it, etc., then he should be our head coach for the next decade. I love this fan base, man. 1 preseason game, and Aaron Glenn's the head coach for the next decade. I love it. I hope you all are right. I just want to try and provide a sense of a little rationality. But hey, I love it. C with the super chat. Love the concepts they had. G5 running, lots of motion. That was notable. Jesse, super chat. Too soon to get excited about Engstrand. Guys schemed open, something I'm not used to as a Jet fan. No, I thought Engstrand was good. Give him game ball. Said it earlier. I thought he was good. Robert says, will Curley be on this team? I don't believe so. I don't see the spot for him. Coach James in the house. What's up, Coach James? Hey, Jake, this is the best I've seen them in preseason and regular season when it comes to execution. You definitely see the coaching and leadership skills on this team. You certainly saw it last night, Coach James, and thank you for the gifted memberships here. You're the first to get the 10 spot, which means you are in the raffle for a chance to win a Justin Fields jersey at the end of the show. You now have 12 chances to win.
Hello? You play to win the game.
You play to win a Fields jersey at the end of the show. Jersey Jet says, all phases well prepared. 9+ wins in Glenn I trust. I love this fan base, man. You guys are the best. Brian gifting 5 memberships. Let's go. Hell yeah, Brian. Thank you. Coach James in the raffle for 5 + 2 for 7. With this, I will add to my comment, I am cautiously optimistic, but I'm also more confident in the coaching and their leadership skills are evident. They probably read my book, Leadership, Unlock 10 Keys to Influence and Impact. What a plug. Everyone support James. He just wrote a book. He was nice enough to send me the advanced copy. So shout out to Coach James, supporting Asmaniac, who's a published author. Nice shameless plug there, James. That was well done. Ryan writes in, one day Sauce's PBUs won't be called drops by the TV crew. No wonder fans of other teams underrate him. Sauce is one of the best corners in the league, all right? He's had an amazing camp. They tested him immediately yesterday, and he was ready. I don't know why Love kept going after him, but I'm glad he did. I think when your best player like that sets the tone early, it rubs off on the whole team. I was very encouraged by what we saw from Sauce. I think he's going to be an all-pro player again this year. Michael writes in, Jake, hope is a wonderful thing. It is. Believe me. I talk about this team year-round, twice a day, 4 hours a day, in June and July when there's nothing, Michael. And it's all because we have hope that one day this great fan base will finally be rewarded for our loyalty. And what a story it would be if these are the 2 guys that end this playoff drought, right? Regardless what happens, big picture, if Aaron Glenn's the guy for a decade, as one guy already claimed in the chat, he will be after that win last night. If Fields and Glenn are a part of the ending of the playoff drought this year, regardless what happens after that, they've etched their legacy in Jet history. I mean, the quarterback-coach combo that is here when this drought comes to an end, regardless what happens after that, will always have a special place in many Jet fans' hearts, especially the younger Jet fan that doesn't remember the last time they were in the playoffs. I have regular people who call into this show. I met a guy last night at the bar after the wedding I was at who has been a Jet fan for about 5 years, he said. So he's never even seen, an 8-win season. Hopefully it's these 2. What a story it'd be if Fields, who's been labeled a bust and he can't do it, what a story it'd be if he's the guy that the Jets actually figure out how to win with. They destroy the narrative that they destroy quarterbacks. No, they build one up. Glenn's trying to change all that. And if Glenn's the guy that ends the drought, a former Jet who called this his dream job, who's nuts to actually want to be here, if he's the guy, yeah, man, it'd be pretty special. Hope is a wonderful thing. 1 preseason game, they look good. I'm not ready to anoint anyone yet. Still work to do. You shouldn't, but you have every right to be excited if you're a Jet fan. Shooter in the raffle, +2. He's in for 4. Oh, yeah. Let's go. When was the last time we started a game with a 3 and out and followed it up, marching down the field for 7? I'm pumped. It's true. Just remember, it's Preseason. Bang Mateo says, we need to discuss a few flies in the ointment. No one loves to be negative more than you, Bang. We've discussed them, all right? The penalties remain a problem. We talked about some of the guys that are on the roster bubble not doing much, like Ruckert or Corley. We talked about Clemens. We could be positive for one preseason game. You're so concerned about Armand Membu. How did he look last night going up against Kenny Clark, who's a Pro Bowler? Right? So how about some positives today? You know, you're allowed to be excited as a Jet fan, if you even are a Jet fan, which I question. All right, Justin Fields jersey at the end of the stream. I'm going to raffle that one away. I've talked enough. Let's hear from some Asmaniacs, get their thoughts on the game last night. Phone lines are open. It is the pinned comment in the live chat. Before we get to your calls, we're sponsored today by my friends over at Chubby's. Get ready for the Jet season with some new swag. Chubby's NFL line features this awesome shirt and short combo. These are brand new. If you saw my show earlier in the week, if you saw my Friday show, I showed off both the shirt and the shorts that Chubby's was nice enough to send me. $10 off all their NFL apparel, $10 off everything at chubbyshorts.com with the promo code Jake Asman. Asman like Jasmine. Jake Asman. Jake Asm as in man, A-N. And you could get these shirts, these shorts, the swim trunks. You see the other combo they have for all my fellow Jet fans out there. Every NFL team is represented. Shout out to Chubby's for sponsoring the show. Your new wardrobe awaits. Once again, $10 off Chubby's with code Jake Asman at chubbyshorts.com. To your calls, we go. First up on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man who was voted the caller with the best takes on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello to Kyle Clifton.
How are you, Jake?
What's up, Kyle? I'm doing well. Jets win, undefeated in the Aaron Glenn era. Super Bowl back on.
I'm in a similar boat as you this morning. A little bit of the Irish flu. I had a bit of a reunion on the beach yesterday with some old friends. So,
Nice.
but we came up to the beach bar and we were watching some of the game on the deck. I was trying to sneak some looks at it. I love the whole, play action. I love the fact that, Andrew Beck was part of the game plan. I feel like, Lazard and Ruckert are really in jeopardy. Like if we're talking about Lazard, like you said, as WR4 on this team, if Johnson is WR3, like, and he's in the sling after the first preseason game, what is his role? I'm having some trouble imagining him making the team, especially because he can be cut with so little consequence right now.
I think he is wide receiver 3, slightly ahead of Johnson. At least he got the first crack at the starting 11, right? Their personnel was Garrett, Reynolds, Lazard as the 3 receivers. But now he's in a sling, so
that injury is going to determine a lot, right?
It could, and let's say he's fine. He ends up being healthy, misses a couple days, whatever. I feel like Tyler Johnson offers more as an all-around receiver than Lazard. To me, is a clone of Reynolds. It's like you have 2 of the same player when they're out there. I think Reynolds is better because he already knows the system, so I think that helps him.
I could see them carrying 5 and keeping maybe 2 on the practice squad, maybe Skinner and Smith.
Skinner made a nice play last night too, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about Arian Smith, Garrett, Johnson, and Reynolds, and maybe Pritchett as like your 5. That's probably something, if you could keep those other guys on your practice squad, something you might be able to roll with. Because I think that they're going to probably carry an extra running back or a extra tight end. Ruckert has not acquitted himself well. And if guys shake out during camp that can prove that they can block in the NFL, he's in real trouble. That's the only way I can kind of put it. Donovan Edwards hasn't done anything to think that he should at least be on the practice squad. And, Kenny is going to probably be in the return mix. So, like, could they carry, 4 tight ends and 5 running backs with Kenny being the specialist? I don't know. I think that based on the way this offense is projected to run, I think you're going to see less wideouts than most people are used to. I don't see 6 or 7 making this team. That's kind of all I had. The one last thing, the Rhino is showing the way that a fan from another team should come in and behave on this show by just setting the tone of being respectful and talking football and giving good takes. 6 rings could take a lot away from that. Thanks a lot, Jake.
Well said, Kyle. Great first call to start us off. We welcome all fan bases on this channel, unless you're a Patriots fan, or a Bills fan, or a Dolphins fan, or you're an asshole. Then we have mechanisms to get rid of you. All right, more calls right now. Appreciate all of you who are tuned in. Let's go to Adam, who's up next. And once again, Super Chats will cut the line if you want your point read on the air or you got a question for me to respond to. What's up, Adam?
Hey, isn't it great when they just come prepared and ready and excited on the road, looking to ruin a team's debut? It's awesome.
Yeah, look, I mean, one game, I think it clearly means more to the Jets than it does the Packers, given the Jets being, a brand new coaching staff and regime and everything that's transpired. But I'm sure if you're a Packer fan, you didn't love seeing your team commit all those penalties and being dominated like that. I mean, fans are going to be fans. So once again, I'd much rather them play well and win than the alternative and have to be like, it's just preseason. Well, all we can do is judge them and try and add context at the same time. And I was definitely encouraged.
What were they like? Oh crap, they're playing their starters, so we got to play ours. Is that what happened basically yesterday? I mean, who knows, but I don't think the Packers should be complacent in their division. They could easily be 4th in their division if something bad happens. So, I think a lot of it was them not being rusty, to put it nicely, but it was all cylinders out the gate with the Jets. I mean, they played their starters on 2 defensive drives, if I'm not mistaken, without Quinnen. I think we got to talk about that more.
Or
right?
Coward too, yeah.
Or Coward. All that fear about the middle of the line. They held their own against a very good offensive team for 2 drives. So I think a lot of credit to Wilkes and Aaron Glenn for making that, look pretty comfortable, because I think that could easily gone sideways if they weren't prepared.
Now, they didn't play Josh Jacobs, though, worth noting. So it's not like they played their best running back in this game last night. But I thought the Jet defensive line was really good, obviously. They had, 4 sacks in the first half. They scored on defense. Like, McDonald's spin move led to one of the sacks Tafili had. Sauce was good in coverage, had 2 pass breakups. Like, there was a lot to like defensively. There's no doubt.
Absolutely. And I think, as you all were saying before, just the checkdowns were quick and decisive. And, they were scheming. They were scheming open, and I thought it was really good. I also thought, for whatever reason, the Green Bay defense was letting the middle of the field, short yardage, just be a wide open field. And, Fields will take that. And that's the smart move. Take the easy yardage. And I want to see a tush push in the preseason. I was as surprised as you are, because I don't think Braylon Allen's good at those 3rd and 1s. I think that's just a reality. And maybe this for one situation was the O-line not making the holes and getting beaten. But we've seen a lot where that's like the one play we always expect him to make, and he hasn't been able to do that. So I think we just got to think a little differently around that in terms of the play calling.
Hey, I got some great breaking news. Speaking of the Jet D-line, excellent call, Adam. Let me share this. I'm seeing this online. According to Germaine Johnson himself, he announced on his Twitch stream that he's being activated off the PUP list tomorrow. So that's Monday by the Jets. So that means Germaine Johnson can start practicing this week for the New York Jets. Once again, Germaine Johnson announcing he's coming off the PUP. He said, quote, and I'm reading the story that Boy Green wrote about this on heavy.com. He wrote, quote, "Oh yeah, I do get off the PUP on Monday. That's breaking news." So for those who don't know what the PUP list is, that's the active/physically unable to perform list. They put him on that list on July 19th because he was coming off the Achilles. Now, Germaine has said he's been cleared by his doctors already for like a month, but the Jets were going to work him back slowly, and he's been off to the side rehabbing during practice. So this is just the next step. And, I think I even mentioned on Friday, like, we had to be pretty close to this coming, because now, we're a little less than a month till the season. This is about the time you want to get him ramped up. So good. I don't think we're going to see Germaine in the preseason. Maybe in that last game he plays a drive just to shake off whatever rust he has left. But it wouldn't surprise me if he sits the entire preseason and he's in a limited role early on coming back from this injury, which is why, like it or not, Jet fans, Michael Clemens is going to play. So he can't be committing dumbass penalties like what we saw last night. That's why Glenn's got to nip that in the butt immediately, and I think we saw some positive signs towards that. I mean, how does Michael Clemens, who's got a reputation of being a dumb player getting into fights, get into a fight? Immediately. It's ridiculous. But ultimately, the good news on Germaine. And once again, I'm going to assume that Germaine Johnson announcing this on his own Twitter account or Twitch account means it's happening. Rat Diddy in the house. He's in the raffle for 4. Reminder, we're doing a giveaway at the end of the stream here for a Fields jersey. So we're boosting all memberships and super chats by +2. Because tomorrow on the show, we're going to be raffling away our 3 weekly prizes, which is a signed Glenn jersey. Hold on. I clicked the wrong button. It is a signed Glenn jersey, a signed Germaine jersey, and a signed Sauce Gardner jersey. So we got 3 prizes tomorrow. Your last chance to enter is on this post-game stream right now, which right now we have over 800 people tuned in live. Awesome. Thanks to everyone who's watching live. If you're new around here, we are live after every Jets game, normally right after. But since last night it was preseason and I had a wedding, we are doing the post-game the next morning. Next week, we'll probably do the post-game the next morning as well, just because we have our event at T-Squared Social, which hopefully a bunch of you Asmaniacs can attend. If you've never been to one of my watch parties before, they're a lot of fun. And here's all the info you need about it.
The Asmaniac Watch Party is just days away. We're live at T-Squared Social, Midtown Manhattan, steps from Grand Central Station for the Jets and the Giants. $18 ticket includes a Friday beer, a gangrene tee shot, and a raffle ticket for your chance to win tickets to Jets Panthers. Signed Aaron Glenn jersey, signed Wayne Corbett jersey. The food menu's electric, the drink menu's great, and it's preseason, so we're going to have fun because it's going to be an absolute blast. Come party with me and the Asmaniacs. I can't wait. $18. Beer, shot, raffle ticket included, and a great night watching the Jets and the Giants.
Let's go, baby. Can't wait to see so many of you at our event at T-Squared Social. I just put the link again in the live chat for those of you who are watching the show right now. You could simply click that and you have a chance to join us and be a part of what should be a really fun night 6 days from right now. A couple super chats, and I promise we get right back to your calls. Aaron Cooper says, cut Clemens, all muscle, no brains, undisciplined. Look, I don't think his spot is guaranteed, but because of the depth issues at edge, I think right now it is. Things change. I think the key with Clemens is they're going to give him the preseason to maybe show them something. Like if he has another dumbass penalty next week, what's the justification for him being here? Right? Like I think Glenn is going to give people the benefit of the doubt. He's not going to let him get away with it. Like he obviously was rightfully pissed off, and he had the exchange with Costello after the game about how he's got to take care of the penalty problem. Like I don't think he's condoning it, but I think he's going to give Clemens and McCary Ball, he's going to give them a little leeway for a game. It's preseason still. If you missed it, this was Glenn talking about the incidents with the penalties, especially the personal foul ones in this game last night.
The only thing that wasn't our brand is the amount of penalties that we had. And some of those penalties were undisciplined penalties, so we got to clean that up.
What we saw tonight on some of those undisciplined plays, Clemens comes to mind with Prairie Ball.
Yeah.
Come to the sideline, and you were there to greet them.
I have to address that.
Is that what we're going to see from you?
I have to address that.
What is your message to them when they come to the sideline?
Between me and them, I have to address that. That's all you need to know.
I like it. Let's see if he actually can address it. Dick Chimney's Burner says probably just keep Lazard till week one's over. No reason to give Rodgers a weapon to hurt us. Yeah, I don't think they're going to cut Lazard. I don't. I think he's on this team for now. We'll see what the injury is. I mean, he was seen in a sling. That doesn't automatically mean that he's out for a long time. He could be precautionary. Joe Grow in the house. What's up, Joe? For the win, for support. Joe, you're in the raffle with this super chat here of $20. Normally it's $5. Today it's $7. Man with a rake, 5 flags on defense, no Bruno. Got to clean it up. I mean, the penalties in general were bad last night. So, look, penalties happen as far as like ticky-tack, holds, or pass interference could be subjective. What you can't have is you hit a guy when he's clearly out of bounds. That's just stupidity. That's the stuff that Glenn's got to clean up. Glenn's teams with the Lions were penalized, by the way, but there's different types of penalties. I think they were the second most penalized team in the league last year, Detroit, defensively. but they weren't committing personal fouls. They were aggressive, and they forced more turnovers. Like, you could live with that, I think. And they also had a ton of injuries last year, so it's probably not the best example. Well, I'd have to go back and look at where Glenn's teams ranked the last couple of years, because they were the most injured team in the league last year on defense. Everyone knew that. Roster Dread in the raffle for 3 by gifting 1 channel membership. Coach James in the raffle for 4, plus 2 on all Super Chats and memberships. He says, Germaine, 100% healthy, will fire me up. Sauce looked aggressive. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. Look out for other offenses. Jets defense is coming to battle. Top 3 defense. From your lips to God's ears. Top 3 defense from your lips to God's ears on that one. All right, let's get to more of your calls right now. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is where we continue to take your calls. And joining us right now on the hotline is...
Well, there's a feller they call Charleston Jets Rube, 'cause he calls the show nude, never wears a shirt. And some folks, they don't think he's got pants on either. It's a gosh darn nudist camp. Let's hear it for that Charleston Jets Rube and see if he has any Jets points today.
Hey, Jake, how's it going?
First post game of the year, and Charleston is fully nude. That's what it's all about, baby.
You know, I got my hat on, but, other than that, you got it, bud.
Let go.
Yeah, you should have seen the party after the game last night. Nudeness everywhere, brother.
Love it.
But, the biggest reason why I don't think it's an overreaction to be super excited and have some serious hopes for this team, it's 2 of our biggest issues last year. Obviously, discipline. I don't think I ever remember Sala yelling at a player once. And then in his press conference, when Clemens and all these people make all these stupid mistakes, he's like, I don't have to say nothing. They know. Screw that. Aaron Glenn chews their ass out right on the sidelines. And I love the fact that he pulled Clemens right after that play.
Charleston, I love this.
Yeah.
Because this sets an example that, hey, things are going to be different. It's not acceptable to be an ass and make a dumb penalty.
That's what I'm talking about. And the other thing is on the offensive side. I can't believe how many times last year we got false start penalties because we weren't getting the plays in quick enough, or Aaron Rodgers was changing it, with not enough time left. And it happened so many times last year. We were so efficient last night. I wasn't watching the play clock, but I don't think we ever got below 10 seconds left on the play clock. To me, that means Tanner, he's got his shit together. He knows what he's going to do. He's getting the shit in timely. I mean, we look like a professional organization last night. And literally, you can't say that for at least a decade. I mean, it's so freaking encouraging to know that we have adults in the room managing this team. We got to find a way to keep Donovan Edwards. If we put him to the practice squad, somebody else is going to pick him up. I know it's an overreaction, but man, did he run hard. He was not coming down on the first hit. He looked freaking good. Now, I know he was going against second and third teamers, but I think there's a way you got to try to find him a spot. Also, I think you got to keep one of these young receivers. You got to keep, obviously we know Arian Smith's going to be there, but Brandon Smith, Quentin Skinner, you got to find room for one of them. If that means, with Lazard, we got enough other guys that do what he does. I think Stone Smart is going to, kind of play his role a little bit without the blocking. I think we're going to see him either in the slot or even once in a while out wide. I would rather give one of these young guys a shot than a guy that's led the league in drop percentage 3 out of the last 4 years. I'm sorry, that's just where I'm at with him. We got to, like I said, I think we got to find a way to keep that return guy too, Kane or whatever. I mean, what are the chances of just putting Beck as a tight end and not keeping Ruckert and just keeping, Taylor, Beck, and Smart, and then keeping all 5 running backs? Is that like a dream, or is that a potential possibility?
I think it is possible that Ruckert's spot is in jeopardy because you brought it up. Beck is a guy that essentially could fill 2 roster spots. He's a fullback, and they will have a fullback. I mean, that's been obvious for anyone who's been following what this team wants to be. And he's also a tight end. I mean, he was essentially Beck was the leading receiver last night for the Jets. It wasn't a ton, right? He had the 2 chunk plays on the checkdowns from Fields, but he led the Jets in receiving yards last night. Andrew Beck with 36 yards on the two catches that he had.
And I love the fact that Arian Smith, everybody talked about all he is a deep guy, deep guy, deep guy. Both of his catches were underneath. I mean, like I've been saying, man, I think Arian Smith is going to be a lot better in this offense than people are thinking. And I said this a few months ago. The previous Super Chat stole my thunder, but I truly do believe we're looking at a top 3 defense this year. Our secondary is so freaking deep that I'm so afraid that we can't keep them all, and anybody that we cut is going to get scooped up, especially by like a team like Miami. And I know we never want to make our interdivision rivals better, but what are the chances that we can trade some of these bottom, of the roster secondary guys before we have to cut them? Do you think that's a possibility at all? And again, I don't want to make Miami better, but they're so damn desperate. Would they take a chance of one of our guys not going through waivers or getting picked up in waivers before they have a chance to get them, to where they might be willing to give us a 6th or 7th round pick, or maybe trade a player and a 5th for our 6th or something like that? Is that a feasible thing, or am I just hoping?
Yeah, I'd be a little surprised, Charleston, just because I don't think you want to help a division opponent. I do think someone might be interested in some of the guys the Jets have in their secondary, because to your point, they do have a lot of depth there. They look good. There's some teams that desperately need corners. So I could see it. It's not crazy. I just don't think that's going to happen in division. Good call, though, by Mr. Rube. For those who are new to the show, Charleston Jets Rube calls us from the nudist colony when he makes his takes. We love it. How about this from, let's see, Beats Custom Kicks. Shout out to Kyle. He says 9 to 11 off the something we need week 1 so we can welcome A-Rod back the right way. JJ is a big part of this team's success moving forward. Oh, you're saying number 9 and 11 off the edge. I think you meant the right. I got it. Yep. It took a little time to get used to seeing Will McDonald wear number 9. But you know what? If he's going to have spin moves that lead to sacks like what we saw last night, we'll get used to it very quickly. I don't know why he switched his number. I think 99 is an epic pass rusher number, especially in Jets history with Gastineau. And by the way, Jason Taylor won number 99 too with the Jets in 2010. But yeah, I mean, look, Germaine being back is great. For those tuning in late, Germaine Johnson announced on his Twitch account that he's coming off the PUP list tomorrow. So he's going to start practicing with the Jets, I'd imagine, on Tuesday against the Giants, because the Jets tomorrow don't have practice. It's recovery day, film day. Today it's a player day off. Yeah, 100%. And by the way, speaking of Beats Custom Kicks, 1 week from yesterday, I will be rocking my Beats Custom Kicks that Kyle and his team sent me. Can't wait. I got my Jets Asmaniac shoes, and I got my Jets Jake Asman Show Jordan shoes to be rocking. So I can't wait. For anyone who wants custom shoes for the Jet season, Beats Custom Apparel and the website. It's in my description, and I'll say it on the show right now. It's beatscustoms.com. Shout out to Beats Custom Apparel for being our latest sponsor ahead of the season. Let's see. Mike Dems checks in with a gifted membership. So does David Atkins. So both David and Mike, +2 on each. They join the Asmaniac raffle for 3 entries. All right, we got Oscar the Grouch checking in with a 5 spot of channel memberships. Hey now, let's go. Oscar, thank you very much for the 5 spot. Your gifted memberships went to William Haas, Luis Antonacci, Beagle Lover, and Real Talk. And last but certainly not least, Aurora, who everyone in the chat, congratulate Aurora right now because she posted in our Discord on Friday that she's now engaged. She showed off the ring. She got a ring before we as Jet fans got rings, but we're happy for one of our own, a member of the 4% female demo. Aurora got engaged on Friday, so shout out to her and her fiance Wesley, who I met at some of the events I've done in the past with the Asmaniac community. So congratulations to Aurora. The Human Fund has received, or has gifted, I should say, 1 channel membership. He joins the raffle for 3. All right, more of your calls right now. We got a bunch of you still on hold, so we will try and get to as many as we can. Up next on the hotline is...
These nuts.
What's
Jay,
up, Mike?
what's going on, my brother?
How are you, man? How are you?
I'm living life, man. Doing well. How about you?
I can't complain. A little hungover, but it's all good.
Hey, man, it happens.
It definitely does. Happens more now than it ever has. That's getting old.
Hey, so I just want to say I think I'm like with most of the other guys. I'm optimistic from what I saw last night. Um, the main thing I took away, and the announcers kept on saying it, was that the Jets looked ready. You know, we looked like we came to play, and it was refreshing to see that. You know, like they were physical, they were, crisp. So that stood out a lot to me. But I want to see them do it against the Giants next week. You know, there should be more starters playing. The starters have a nasty D line. So I want to see how that goes, and then I think I'll be a little bit more sold.
I think that's fair. It's one game. Let's not go crazy, but
Yeah,
it's all we have to judge, and it was encouraging. I think this is a big week coming up because the Jets' strength is supposed to be their O-line, right? They want to run the
right.
ball. Well, now you're going up against a pass rush that is ferocious. Like the Giants,
Yeah,
you can say a lot of things about the Giants. They've been bad, like the Jets have been. They have an elite defensive line, man. I mean, what we saw briefly on Saturday during the day yesterday from Abdul Carter, it's like, okay, he's going to be really good. We know Burns is good. We know Dexter Lawrence is really, really good up the middle.
yeah,
Brian Burns is solid. Thibodeau, like they have really good players there. So if the Jet O line can look good in these practices, then we'll see who actually plays in the game next week. That will show me a lot.
yeah. I agree. I think that'll be very encouraging to see, and I'm excited for next week.
Let's hope they build on it, right, Mike? That's what it's all about.
That's what you want to see. Even the wife was excited watching the highlights this morning, so she's kind of bought in now.
I love it. I love it. Mrs. D's nuts, as they call her.
Yeah, that's what Charles calls her, Miss D's nuts.
Oh, that's awesome, Mike. You're the man. Great to finally meet you in person too last week.
You too, man. Let's do it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mike D's nuts. While Mike was talking, NY in Atlanta is the latest to join the raffle. For those of you who want a gifted membership, I saw someone wrote that in. Here's how you do it. You subscribe to the channel for one. That's right over here. You hit that button. Two, you like the video you're watching. That's the thumbs up button. So subscribe, like. Do that every time, especially the like button if you're already subscribed. And then click on someone's name in the chat that gifted a membership, and then hit the button in settings that comes up that you want to be able to receive a gifted membership. You do that, whoever engages with the show the most, the algorithm will randomly select you when someone is nice enough to gift channel memberships. With that, let's get to more of your calls right now. AZ is on the line. What's up, AZ?
What's up, Jake?
AZ.
I caught you again. I'm just chilling, playing some NCAA. But yeah, thinking about the Jets win. It's kind of hard for me not to be very optimistic just because how bad the past 4 years been. And I feel like this the first time we, like other people have said, looked ready. And I feel like if you add that with us having a lot of the same players we had last year, I think it's kind of inevitable that we win more than 5 games at least. At least just in my personal opinion.
Yeah, look, I think when you look at this team, if they're well coached, there's enough talent where they should, to me, definitely win more than 5 games.
Nah, 1,000% agree. And then I think just overall, I think another good thing was all units look good, not just the starting 11, but even like Brady Cook looked good when he was with the second team. And then, the Martinez guy with the third team. Like, I think overall, just all units look good. Donovan Edwards had that run. I think everybody looked great. Defensive side, everybody looked great. And I mean, the Packers are a great team. Back-to-back playoffs, past 2 years. So I'm excited.
Me too. Look, it's one game. Let's not go crazy. But
1,000%.
if they look terrible, I already know the type of calls I'd be taking. So I rather this. It's way more fun to talk about a team that wins. Get this, Jet fans, winning is fun. So let's hope we get this in the regular season too.
And we don't get a lot of it. So we'll see how we react right now. Can't wait for the regular season.
Hey, man, good call, Easy. Appreciate you. Let's keep rolling with the calls. Ryan King is on the line. Ryan was nice enough to help me move from Houston to New York a year ago. He hooked me up with a great moving company. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, what's going on, Jake? How you doing?
How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing all right. I'm tired. I was actually at work from 6:30 in the morning yesterday till 1:30 this morning.
Damn.
Moving. Yeah. Had a massive move going from like New Smyrna Beach going out to like the Tampa Bay area. So I wasn't able to watch like the game. I watched like the first drive and that was it. So
and
I
you
still
saw a
got to catch
touchdown.
up.
You know
I
what?
did.
Maybe you're the secret weapon during the season. We really are struggling. We need to get off to a good start. We have you just watch the opening drive for the offense and then just check out and take one for the team.
Hey, I did have a question. I know that you watched the whole game. How much?
Well, I definitely watched the whole game, but I was in an environment last night where it was not the best for viewing football, so I will be rewatching the game at some point today. I had a wedding last night out east, so this was me trying to watch the game on my phone in the middle of the wedding ceremony.
How much of the defense did you think that we actually showed last night versus what we're actually going to be running?
Very little. They didn't blitz a lot. I think they're going to blitz a ton in the regular season.
Okay. And I was watching like the first 7 minutes of your video before I fast forwarded and got into the chat. The whole Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, like they're not going to use Breece Hall, especially in the preseason, the way they're going to use him in the season. Like they're keeping things very vanilla on offense. I was very optimistic with some of the motions that I saw, and I was kind of excited. It's different change. I mean, when you see two tight ends going from the right side to the left side of the line, and then you see a receiver in motion, that was kind of nice. But you had a caller, or you had a guest on the other day. I know him. I forget his name. He was the one that was talking about it's a mistake for the starters to play.
Nick Farrier, yep.
Nick Farrier. Okay. I was so heated watching that, and I was like jumping out of my friggin' chair because I was pissed, dude. I'm sitting here, he's talking about put him in bubble wrap and all. It's like everyone wants to baby these guys. What happened, to 15, 20 years ago when they were doing like two-a-days and doing live tackles and in camp and everything else, and he wants to bubble wrap these guys and keep them on ice? Like, I mean, come on. That's babying them. I mean, do you agree or disagree?
I completely disagree with him. I think the Jets were right to play their starters. You have to get guys ready for the games that count, and they're a brand new coaching staff, so I think they need to get that experience with their new players. And I think ultimately, everything Glenn's preached, it'd be so hypocritical to then be like, we're afraid of injuries, so we can't put them out there. No, man, it's football. You got to play. And they're the second youngest team in the league. To me, it made sense for Saleh a year ago to not play his guys. I get it. Like Rodgers was 40 coming off the injuries. They had Tyron Smith. They had a much older team. I understood it. But look what happened. They weren't ready to play week one. They looked like they had no idea how to tackle in that opening game. They got boat raced. It was bad. They probably should have lost week two as well. They were sloppy on defense. Will Levis just sucked and helped the Jets win that game. Like they came out bad. So I think with a new regime and the Jets trying to be a team that's going to out-physical you and try and steal wins that way as a scrappy underdog team, this is the way you got to play, and to get ready to play that way, you got to play in the preseason. And then there's risk. We understand there's risk involved in that, right? We all get it. But I thought Glenn handled it perfectly. Played the starters for a drive. They looked good. They scored a touchdown. Take them out. Defense played, 2 drives basically, and then they look good. Take them out. Like, I thought they handled it the right way.
Absolutely. And again, my whole thing is that, especially with the young team, the past couple of years, even with the older team, it seems like it takes about 4 games to actually get ready and get kicked in. I mean, if you go back to when they had 4 preseason games, these starters used to play 1 quarter in the first, 2 quarters in the second, 3 quarters in the third, and then maybe a drive in the fourth. And it seemed like when that happened, week 1, week 2, they were tackling, they were taking the right angles, they were doing the right things. Now all of a sudden it's like most teams don't play their starters in the preseason, and it takes them 4 weeks to kind of get into that groove of actually taking the right angles and tackling right. That's why I'm excited that not only are they doing the Oklahoma drills and the tackling in practice, but they're also putting the guys in during the preseason. This way they can critique what they need to do and get ready, instead of just saying, hey, we're just going to play all the rookies and, all the nobodies that aren't going to be here in a couple of weeks.
You gotta be ready to play football. That's like,
exactly.
Be ready to play football. You got to play football. I agree with what Glenn did. I was, even if someone got hurt, we understood the risk. Once again, if Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase could play in the preseason, if Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes could play in the preseason, play your guys. I think it makes sense.
The one thing that I was looking for was Arian Smith. I was looking for one deep ball to him, And I don't know if that happened. Did that happen
It
or
did.
no?
It did happen. Yeah, Martinez just missed him, but it did happen. He overthrew him, which is hard to do with how this speed, obviously, of Smith. But he should have had a touchdown. He cooked the Packer corner just a little off, a little too out in front of him.
Okay. And who would you call, the last question, who would you call the number 2 receiver on our team if just based on what you saw last night?
It's Josh Reynolds, Ryan. I mean, he didn't do much last night. I mean, passing-wise, the starting offense, the production was in the 2 catches by Andrew Beck. I mean, Tyler Johnson finished with 2 catches, but that was about it. I mean, Fields only completed 3 passes, and 2 of them went to a fullback/tight end. You know, Fields' best play was the play he made to score the touchdown. But, yeah, I mean, it's Josh Reynolds, but who's actually going to be like the second pass catcher in total targets or yards? I think it could be Brees. I think it could be Mason Taylor. That's why I'm not big fella had the super chat. Oh, could we trade Brees? One preseason game, man. Brees is a huge part of what they're doing on offense. Huge. Anyone who's been at practice has told you Brees had a really good camp. He's made plays as a receiver. They're going to use him a lot. Glenn's talked about how he's going to have a career year. Brees is a big part of this passing attack. They had 1 drive. I mean, are we talking about trading Garrett Wilson? I mean, did he have a target last night? Garrett Wilson, yeah, he had the 1 target on the incompletion that Fields had. I mean, that was it. Like, come on. All right, we got some callers on the line. A couple super chats to get caught up on. Reminder, Justin Fields jersey raffle at the end of the show. If you want in, send in a $10 super chat or higher, or gift the membership. And for every membership you gift, it's +2. That applies for the super chats as well. Asking for Deshaun Jackson 2.0 seems like a reach, but I'd be happy with Arian Smith turning into peak Jets Robbie Anderson. If Arian Smith is Robbie Anderson, that is such a win for the Jets. They have not hit on a wide receiver taken after the first round, probably since Robbie Anderson, who was a UDFA. That was like one of the few things McCagnon did well. He found Robbie Anderson. I mean, look, Robbie Anderson, obviously, he was never a number 1 receiver, and with the Jets at times he was asked to be. But this is a guy that's had 941 yards in the season before. He had 1,000 yards with Carolina with Darnold in 2020. He almost had 1,100 yards. Like, Robbie Anderson was a good number 2 receiver. He was a good player. And he offers something that you can't teach, the speed. That's why Robbie Anderson's still getting jobs, by the way. He got a job with the Niners. I think they brought him in. I don't know if he's going to make the team, but like even at age 32, because he still has enough speed and he's faster than some guys, guess what? Robbie Anderson's still on the team. He's still on a team right now. Daz with a super chat. He joins the raffle for 4. Thank you, Daz. Nice to see a Jake Asman show with positive news and no beast breaker. Better to watch a competent team in green and white was worth waiting up to watch. What do you mean no beast breaker? Beast, are you there? Daz doesn't seem to want you on the program. Beast? Oh, God, what an angle this is. Beast, are you laying on your bed there? Beast, you snoring? You sleeping? Well, Daz, you might be onto something. There might not be any Beast. I'll tell you what, I don't have Beast, but I have a guy on the line that has a brand new intro. We ran a poll last week on the show. Which regular caller, OG Asmaniac, is the most deserving of their own intro? And Neil won the vote going away. So, ladies and gentlemen, sing along.
Get ready for Neil. He will make 13 points about the New York Jets and maybe hump a Patriots jersey. Get ready for Neil. He's probably smoking a big fat cigar and burning his house to the ground. That's
Kudos to Gator on that one. All right. It's been a long time coming, but worth the wait.
Love it. Well deserved, Neil. Well deserved.
Well, you know, first off, I just lost my semifinal club championship to a big Giant fan. I'm very disgusted. We went to sudden death on the first hole. he went in the trap on the drive. I hit mine down the middle. It's a par 5. I hit a nice grounder on my second shot. He came out of the trap, and I went on the green on my third shot on a par 5, and he went over the green. So I thought I was in good shape. Then I proceeded to putt. I had a long putt, and I putted it off the green. Then I putted it on the green. Then I missed my putt, and I got a 7, and he got a 6 and beat me. I was so disgusted. I'm ready to cry right now. But on to last night. We had our Vegas night, so I promptly took a cigar, sat outside in a rocking chair, and watched the entire game while Michelle was gambling, playing blackjack. She got $12,000 on $1,000 worth of chips, and some guy got 36,000 and won. They had a free. If the winner got a social membership or like a golf membership for next year, so she just missed getting that, but it was a lot of fun, and I think we watched a transformative Jet team. It is preseason, but I'm going to say transformative from a coaching perspective.
17-0. Are you ready, Neil?
No,
We'll be
no,
back
no.
to that.
Easy now, easy. Coaching perspective, I give the coaching an A+. Look, these guys were ready. I don't think we saw a drop yesterday, Jake. Did we see one drop pass? I didn't really see any drops. How about you?
I don't remember seeing one off the top of my head. They played a clean game. They didn't turn the ball over. They forced 2 turnovers. The defense got pressure. I thought they had good pass protection. I mean, everything you want to see for a team that is well coached. I think we saw that for a lot of the game. The penalties remains a thing, but I like Glenn trying to clean it up and hold guys accountable. It's going to take time, but that was more than we've seen from anything from a Jet coach in a long time. So that was great. That was great to watch.
I like the way he is on the sidelines. He has when you're looking at him, he looks like he's a leader. Okay, he's not like looking like a deer in the headlights. He doesn't look like he's super intense. The first personal foul was a bullshit call because he was like this, and then because the guy fell down, they called it. So I'm glad he didn't yell at that guy because that wasn't a real bad one. The special teams looks great. I'm glad we got Hall because even though the kickers put it through the uprights, it looked like they were going this way and that way, and they were all short kicks. So I'm glad we got Hall on the special teams. And the punter looks really good.
Sniper, McNamara, the sniper.
Yeah, I like that he has
a
nickname. That's a good thing. And I really like the fact that, look, we got the fumbles where we don't normally get, right? I mean, we recovered the fumbles when we needed to, and we got the turnovers when we needed to. The offensive line looked sharp. They were getting a good push on the D line, and that's really encouraging. And I'm going to tell you, Fields had a lot of time back there. He had a lot of time back there to look down his receivers. And on the checkdowns, the tight end is going to be a big player for us this year because these guys were wide open. And I think that's because they're bracketing Garrett, and the middle of the field was like wide open, right, Jake? I mean, God, these guys had wide open fields on the tight ends.
Well, they were schemed open. I think if you go back and watch some of like the routes, like what set that up, Beck had a very unique route where he kind of twirled around the line, and then very tough for a defender to keep track of all that as his receivers running at them, and that's what we talk about with guys needing to be schemed open. And then Fields looked comfortable. If it wasn't there, great, check it down. And I think in the regular season, assuming he's healthy, I think some of those plays that went to Beck, I think those go to Mason Taylor, who gives you a lot more ability, which is exciting.
Yeah, look, Beck looked slow. You get Mason Taylor, or even Smart, man. He looked smart. Took that, what was that, like a tight end screen when he took it to the house? He looked like he was rumbling and bumbling. I mean, if he would have got the same receptions that the other tight end got, he might have scored on one of them because this guy looked good, but he was a little slow. He wasn't really powering to the end zone like Smart did. Smart looked like he was, running ahead of his blocks. The
Well, that's
blocks
his
downfield.
game, though. That like
What's that?
Smart's. He's a converted tight end. Like I
Right.
think he was a quarterback in college or whatever.
Guy looked like he's got some Getty up.
Yeah, he's an
and-
athlete. He's an athlete.
Yeah,
I was
you gotta
encouraged.
look. You need athletes at the tight end spot, and I'm going to tell you, the running back really, this kid Edwards looks really good.
It's just tough to find a spot for him on the team if they're going to keep the other running back who's the kickoff returner, Kene Naganu.
Oh, he's the kickoff returner. I don't know. The other kid, the Gibson Jr., whatever. What's that kid's name? What's his name?
Pritchard.
Pritchard looked really good.
Yeah, well, I think the thing with Pritchard is like, if he's close to what Xavier Gibson is, I'd rather keep Pritchard. Like I've had enough Xavier Gibson. Like I'm okay with trying to try someone new there and make Gibson expendable. Gibson also is hurt right now. I don't know how long he's out with the shoulder injury, so we'll see.
I like that. I like the fact they were catching the ball. Look, Adrian Martinez is a good quarterback. I'm really comfortable with him, even in the second spot. I got to be honest with you. When he gets out there, I mean, the rookie looked good, but when Martinez was out there, he was 4 for 4 going down the field, decisive, moves, accurate. He even made that one, pass when he was, going back a little bit. I mean, he's impressed in both preseasons to the point where I like this kid. I don't think we should definitely, we can't keep 4 quarterbacks, right, Jake?
No, they're not even going to keep 3. They're going to have one of these guys be on the practice squad.
I'm saying who's going to be, I'd rather have Martinez as the practice squad guy, despite the fact the UDFA looks good.
I think, yeah, I mean, I thought Martinez looked better last night. He also had more reps. He had more playing time. So we'll see. I don't think either of them is on the 53 because I don't think they're going to carry 3 quarterbacks. So we'll see.
Right.
I don't think another team's going to claim either of these guys. So I think one of them will be on the practice squad.
Look, Martinez could be a claim. I'm telling you, this kid looks,
Maybe. He was good last year. No one claimed him. Did we lose Neil?
What'd you say, Jake? I'm sorry.
I think we lost you, Neil. But no, he was good last year. No one claimed him. Look, I can't guarantee no one's going to claim him, but I think they'll be able to sneak him on the practice squad again.
Well, all in all, let's see what happens with the Giants. We're going to play at least a half of the starters next week, right? What do you anticipate?
I'm not sure. I think
that's
it's
the big game, right? That's the real preseason game because the third game is just going to be, making sure nobody gets hurt.
Well, I mean, some teams do it differently, right? I remember 2 years ago with Salo, the Jets treated the third game like that was their tune-up game. Glenn treated this first one with his starters playing. I think they'll play a little more, I'd imagine now, next week, and then probably rest up for the last game and give yourself plenty of time before the opener on the 7th. So I'd imagine they would play more. I think it also could come down to how much work do they feel like they got accomplished in these 2 practices they only have 2 practices this week. It's Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the rest of the days are walkthroughs.
And that's giant practices?
Yes.
Both of them?
Both of them, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I think how they look in those practices, what they get done, perhaps determines how many starters and how long they play on Saturday next week.
Well, I'll tell you, Leonard Taylor III looked phenomenal.
He made a nice play.
Nice push.
Yep.
And Tufle, what's his name? Tulafle?
Jay Tufele.
Tufele looked really good too.
He looked like Aaron Donald. Yeah, he was dominant.
God almighty, he was all over the place. So I really like what I saw from the D line. The O line really got a nice push. Like I said, I think the receivers held on to the ball. It was a much more disciplined team. And Angstrom, I just have a good feeling about the play calling for this year. I mean, as vanilla as it was yesterday, guys were on target, timing, cadence, up to the line of scrimmage, no bullshit. Loved it. That's all I got, Jake. Have a good one, and we'll talk soon.
Neil, I'm glad that you love the new intro. It is well-deserved. And ladies and gentlemen, sing along.
Get ready for Neil. He will make 13 points about the New York Jets and maybe hump a Patriots jersey. Get ready for Neil. He's probably smoking a big fat cigar and burning his house to the ground. That's Neil.
Love it. Shout out to Gator for putting that one together. I was waiting for Neil to call in. We had that done like a week ago. Also, classic Neil, a post-game show. We have like 800 people watching live. He starts off telling us about his golf game and then gambling before he got to his 13 jet points. Love it. Big fella, super chat, cuts the line. I didn't say we were going to trade Brees. I said he looked expendable. Brees didn't look like he hit the hole right, in my opinion. Plus, the other backs look great. Will they trade him? I don't know. Small sample size. They're not going to trade him yet. The only way Brees is traded, big fella, is that they're completely out of it and they know they're not bringing him back. I don't think that's going to happen because I think the Jets will be competitive and they won't be, 1-5 at the trade deadline. Or I guess it's after like week 8 or week 9 the deadline. I don't think the Jets will be 2-6. Right? I think they'll be stabilized. I think they'll be okay. Can they get to be 3-5 at the bye and give themselves a chance to maybe beat up on some of the weaker teams on their schedule in the second half after the bye? You're in the raffle, though, for 7 with this $20 super chat. Brees, to me, it's one game, and we didn't even see him used as a receiver. I don't think they're going to show you in the preseason all the things they have planned for Brees. I'm telling you guys, from what I have heard, trust me on this, Brees is a huge part of what they're doing in the passing game. Huge. Whoopi Choberg checks in. Make it stop, please. I guess this was in reference to the beat call, or maybe it was Neil's. I don't know. But Whoopi Choberg is hilarious. Ryan with a super chat. Great win last night. The Jets know what they need to work on after the game. Let's clean it up and get ready for the 7th. Jets, Jets, Jets. Devin, NY for life, gifting a membership. Love it. Appreciate you, Devin. Austrian Jet fan in the house. How about a 5 spot of channel memberships?
Hello? You play to win the game.
And the Jets did win last night. Austrian Jet fan, you're in for 7. Good luck. Dylan writes in. Dylan Terriman. Shout out to Dylan. Dylan, I watched your post-game show on my drive back from Greenpoint. So thank you for the entertainment in the car. Great job breaking it down. Everyone go subscribe to Dylan's channel. And Wangu got a calf injury, but Glenn said he should be fine. If he's fine, I think he might make the team because they like him as a special teamer. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Donovan Edwards didn't look good. He did. I just don't know if there's a place for him on the roster. I liked him in college. He was really good at Michigan. Yeah, he was on the cover of the NCAA video game. He was so good in college. Then he kind of fell off his last year, but he was good. I think he had an injury. Let's get to more of your calls here. Speaking of excellent intros, ladies and gentlemen, this guy's got one of the best.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Oh, baby, I'm fully in, baby. Fully in. Glenn's got this team. Bro, 9 wins is the floor. Let's go.
9 is the floor.
Look at this shit, man. This is what it is. Glenn's got the team. The team is rallying behind him. No bullshit. Let's go.
I love it. I hope you're right, Mike. I love you. I love how you somehow could be this optimistic after you. I think you said you'll never be optimistic again at one point this offseason.
It's a sickness. It's called being a Jets fan. It's a sickness. So me and my wife went shopping today. We went to a store called At Home, and we bought like a football. I don't even know what it says, but it's like one of those metal stakes that go in the ground. We're ready. Football season, we're fucking ready, baby. We're ready. Hell yeah. Got my Jets shit on. Let's go.
Purple Belt Mike, ready to go.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, God bless you, Mike. I love it. All right, Papa Jet is up next. We got some heavy hitters still on the line here. We're approaching the 2-hour mark, so home stretch of the show. If you tuned in late, we are going to be raffling away a Justin Fields jersey in honor of the Jets' first win in the Fields era, in the Glenn era. These two leading the way. Do you believe, Jet fans? Papa Jet, do you believe? You're next.
I believe, Jake. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Papa.
Okay, my volume seems a little low on my end, but just a couple quick points. Guys that impressed me last night, just off the top of my head, was Beck, Taylor, and Stiggers. I think Stiggers did pretty good on special teams.
Yeah, he definitely did. And Jarek Bernard Converse had some sort of injury, so he didn't play. So that's good for Stiggers because he's going to have to make the team. And if he makes the team, he's going to play a lot of special teams.
Exactly. And my opinion, Jake, I think the biggest key to this year, having a good year, is our OC. It's just my opinion. Whether he can adjust to our players, I just hope he turns out to be like a Peyton or a Johnson or McPhee, just somebody out of the blue that just happens to be a kick-ass play caller. But my biggest concern, Jake, is our depth on the line, especially at left tackle. Because Mitchell, I don't know, I was keen on Mitchell a couple of times against the Green Bay second team. He was getting pushed back like a rag doll. So I think he's better as a guard, but I don't know if Warren can do any better over there, or if that kid we got from New England, free agent, if he can move over to the left side. But if anything happens to Olu, that's going to be a problem. That's my biggest concern. But hey, it was a good start.
That's most teams, though, Papa. Most teams, if they lose their starting left tackle, their backup is not going to be as good. Like that's why it's good to have AVT as someone that could play the tackle spots. Because I think if there was an injury to Olu, let's say maybe they try Membu at left tackle and AVT slides over to right. Like you have options, but it's any team that loses their stud left tackle is going to have problems. It's not to suggest.
I'm just saying it shouldn't be Mitchell. I think he's more better inside.
No, I'm good on Max Mitchell. I'm good on Carter Warren. They haven't worked out, and I think look, the one thing this team is going to have to do going forward is they're going to have to get better depth wise, and that comes with roster turnover that Muji will get another chance at next offseason. So we'll see.
Another draft too,
Yeah. Okorafor is going to be the primary tackle backup, the guy they signed that was with the Steelers in New England.
Yeah, and Jake, real quick on Corley, and I know he's probably skating on thin ice, but to me, I haven't seen enough of him to make a judgment. I think they should just hand the ball off to him, motion him in the backfield, hand it off to him, because his strong point's supposed to be like a punishing runner after he catches it. Just give him a jet sweep or let him carry it out of the backfield. Let's just see what he can do. I'm just not seeing enough.
I agree. I think Papa, part of it is maybe they just don't think he's good enough, or they don't trust him. I think if they felt like they could use him, wouldn't they use him? Right? Like I think Engström did a pretty good job last night from what I saw. So I don't think this is like we could blame Hackett and just think Hackett's incompetent. That's like I think Engström proved to be competent last night. It's one game. Let's not go crazy, but I like what I saw. I saw guys schemed open. I don't remember seeing that as a Jet fan. I like play action, running the ball. The only thing I didn't like was the 4th and 1, they go for it. Braylon Allen gets stuffed. But I think in the regular season, that's a tush push with Fields, and they get it. So I'll be patient on that one. J7 Truther. Bro, I needed like 3 or 4 woosahs to come back down to earth for 3 hours. I was a proud mofo. I love it, man. I love it. Be pumped, man. If this fan base wants to be excited, God bless.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
And we are certainly built for this. Jetstream says, I missed the game last night due to work. I saw the highlights, though, and thoroughly enjoyed Glenn showing his displeasure with that stupid penalty. Well, he did it multiple times. This is just the one clip I have handy. You tell me the last time you saw a Jet coach actually discipline a player. I love that. And McCurry nodded his head like, yeah, I know I screwed up, coach. Like, that's what they need. No one's saying Glenn's got to be screaming. Yeah, that will get old. But you're allowed to be upset. Salah was like just clapping his hands. And like his philosophy was player driven. Best teams are player led. I get all that. I think there needs to be a healthy balance. I think Glenn is a former player. He's got the built-in cachet to do that, right? Like he played. He was a great player. He could get away with that. He holds guys accountable. It sends the right message. You have to send the message that it's not going to be tolerated for stupid penalties like that. I could live with a ticky-tacky hold or a defensive pass interference call. I can live with that. That happens. I cannot live with stupidity. The Jets, despite how well they played last night, and some of you have them, winning the Super Bowl, which I love this fan base, God bless. Despite how well they played last night, they don't have a margin for error where in the regular season, if they commit 10 penalties and they have 3 personal foul penalties, like I think the number they had last night, they might lose the game because of that. They are not going to have the margin for error to get away with that in the regular season. So this is the time for Glenn to make an example of McCary Ball and make an example of Clemens and have the teach tape to say this shit can't happen because that will cost them games. We've seen it. That's cost them games the last couple of years. Josh with a super chat. He says, PBM, stay on the rails this year, please. Do not set yourself up again for disappointment. You think Purple Belt Mike could stay on the rails? No chance. No chance, Josh. You know it. I know it. We all know it. By the way, shout out to Josh of the company of Jace They are huge supporters of not just my YouTube channel, but anytime I'm on ESPN New York. And for those of you who are curious about the radio schedule this week, me and Dave Rothenberg are doing our morning show on the station. I'm filling in for Rick DiPietro Tuesday and Wednesday this week from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. So tune in to Dave and I. Day of the Jets-Giants scrimmages, practices. Dave's a diehard. Dave is with the Giants how I am with the Jets, that level of diehard. So that should be some interesting radio for 2 days. All right, home stretch of calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Live is up next. What's up, Eddie?
Is a blessing.
Yes, Eddie? Eddie, we're on the air. Eddie. It is a blessing to do the show to all of you watching. Thank you, Eddie. Salient point. Or is it salient or salient? I think it's salient. Salient point, Eddie. It is a blessing. Gator, can I get a drop of that? It is a blessing. Also, I think that one call, I mean, that's a tournament-worthy call for next March, is it not? Welcome to March. Welcome to the tournament if we get one more call from Eddie. Hold on, I think Eddie's line is back. Let me try this again. I'm very intrigued by this one. Eddie, you there? Eddie? Eddie? Eddie, what do you got? All right. Great takes. Honestly, call of the day. Well done, Eddie. Thank you. Thank you, Eddie. Love that. Love that. Whatever drugs that guy is on, I want him. Daniel is up next. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Jake.
Daniel,
hello.
what do the people in Mexico think of the Jets' big performance last night?
Well, anybody in Mexico is watching the preseason games, and there's nobody unless me watching Jets games in preseason. I can bet for that. So it's just me against the world, I guess.
Daniel, do me a favor. Try and call back on a different line, and I'll squeeze you in before I end the show because your audio was a little choppy there. But at least you said something. All we got from Eddie was just a great blessing. All right, a couple super chats, and then I got some legends on the line right here. Let's see. Jetstream says, Mevis had a good game, but he looked so bad doing it. Look, it went through the uprights. It didn't look great, though. I feel better about Nick Folk. He hit his one. I think Nick Folk hit the extra point on the touchdown, if I remember correctly. At that point, the buzz was starting to be real. Purple Belt Mike with the super chat. Make Dave eat crow for saying the Giants have a much better roster than the Jets. What a joke. Comparatively, I think it's closer than you think, Mike, but I do think the Jets have more talent. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we went to him earlier, and he was sleeping. He was not ready to roll. Is he ready this time? Let's find out right now.
Bim boom boom me, bim boom bim boom 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 ba, bim boom ba, bim boom ba, bim boom boom me, bim boom 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 ba.
Good morning.
Hello, Beast. How are you?
Nice party. You must have had a nice time at the party yesterday.
Oh, I did. It was a very fun wedding. Congratulations to the Moranos. Yep.
So what food did you guys get for the party?
Oh, where do we start? I mean, the cocktail hour had sushi. That was tremendous. So I had like about 4 plates of that. That was awesome. The dinner, I had filet mignon for dinner, so that was awesome.
Lucky you. Lucky.
Yep.
Had
some
our
ice
boys
cream.
yesterday did this last night. We picked up the Packers, opened up the garbage can at 1, 2, 3 into the garbage. They were yesterday's garbage. Too easy. Our boys look good. And discipline-wise, Aaron Glenn did that last night. He's like, he should have said this last night to one of his guys. Like, if you get thrown out of this game, you're going home for good. Just so you know.
Right.
Enough is enough. We're not playing that anymore. We're gonna clean up those penalty acts. We're gonna get back to basics, and our young stars are developing. But Clemens, I kind of have to say this, but he's not ready for football. I think it's time for him to go to UFC.
UFC, wow. A different sport altogether.
Well, look at his attitude. If he brings this kind of attitude to the NFL, I mean, it's like, dude, you're fit for UFC. You're just not fit for us. I'm sorry. You gotta go, bro. I mean, if you want to, wrestle with people or do whatever shit, fine, but don't bring that shit here, man. It's the NFL. It's a different world, different ballgame, different league, different kind of attitude. Don't just bring that shit here.
I like it. Now, Beast, let me ask you this. Justin Fields scored a rushing touchdown last night. Can you reenact it? I don't want the Garrett Wilson catch. I want you to score a touchdown as Fields running. But you got to move your mic that's not even plugged in so we can get the full experience. Hey, move the mic. Move the mic. There you go. Give us a little Fields dropping back.
I just like how he just pick up the ball. Okay, there you go. What? Oh, yeah, baby, there you go. Woo! Yeah, boy. Woo! Should have did that, baby. We got plenty more.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty more to go, baby. We got the Giants. Line them up, bitches, because coming up, you guys are next.
Oh, yeah, you won't find a beast breaker on any other show like this one. Tremendous. Back to Mexico we go. Daniel, can we hear you this time?
I don't know. Do you hear me?
I think so. Rattle off a quick 30-second take, and I think I'll understand it enough to be able to respond.
All right. So I want to say that let's not overreact for the winning because it's the first game of the season, and we are just playing with vanilla playbooks. So it doesn't mean how it's going to pan out the season. So first of all, let's not overreact. I like a lot the Membu play game and the fact that Aaron Glenn is calling for the players when they do stupid shit like, all the stuff that we saw yesterday.
Agreed. Daniel, excellent call. Well, I think we got most of that. I thought Membu was really good. I think Rich Cimini had the stat that I saw tweeted out first from Next Gen. Let me pull it up for you guys. Armand Membu, he went out there and was physical in the run game, no penalties, allowed 0 pressures, and 10 pass blocking snaps per NFL's Next Gen stats. Good. That's what you want. And also, they kept running the ball to the right side, so that means they obviously feel good about him in the run game with AVT there, who certainly helps him. C with a super chat. He cuts the line. Tanner Engstrand now has more first drive touchdowns than Hackett's entire tenure. Is that true? That might be true. Now, look, it's preseason. Hackett had a first drive touch. No, actually, no, I think the Rodgers game against the Giants, they had some penalties on that first drive, if I remember, in the preseason 2 years ago. I think the second drive, it ended with Rodgers to Garrett Wilson on that great throw and catch. You might be right, C. That might have been the first time. I think you might be right. I don't remember last year the Jets having an opening drive touchdown. I know they had field goals. Man. All right, home stretch of calls here, and then we are going to do a raffle for a Justin Fields jersey. For those of you who are joined late and want to still enter. Reminder, this show you're watching is available in audio form as an audio podcast. I post the full show available on YouTube. I post it as a podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. All you need to do is just search Jake Asman Show, and you could find the show as a podcast. More calls right now, ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is...
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit. Hey, Jake.
David T, how are we?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. The word that Mike D's nuts used for the game, refreshing. I was going to use that. And Coach Glenn, when you were playing his press conference, it's almost like he's looking into my good eye And when he says, I'm going to address this, I'm going to get this straightened out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I think Robert Sala was just too nice of a guy. But when Coach Glenn says it, it's intimidating. You feel it. And I just want to give a coach shout out to Coach's wife, because when he was first hired and you were playing stuff trying to get to know him, he went back to when, he was in retirement, a successful businessman, and he'd be watching games. And, he'd say to his wife, well, I would do this or I would do that. And his wife said, I think you have to get into coaching. And if I have my facts straight, that's how he got, he started his coaching career. And it's been a progression. And hopefully, from here on in, he's going to keep improving. And I think it's the journey, not the destination. And hopefully down the road, he can bring a New York Jet championship to us.
That's the goal. Playoffs would be nice. Winning season before that, but I mean, once again, we're all rooting for Glenn. He's likable. I think he's genuine, and he's a Jet, and he wants this job. So he feels like the right guy at the right time. But his long-term success will come down to, can he find stability at the quarterback spot beyond just Fields for a year, and we'll see. That's really what will determine whether he can win a championship or perennially be in the playoffs, right? Like, he could have a year where they could overachieve, but that doesn't mean they're ever going to win a championship unless they get the quarterback situation figured out. It doesn't need to be in year one, but at some point, that's the big thing.
We're looking in the long run, Jake, and once a Jet, always a Jet. That's my feeling.
I love it, ladies and gentlemen. David T with some tremendous points as usual.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me, full screen, bitch. Fireball, whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
Excellent call by the David T. Now, folks, some people are getting a little impatient in the waiting room. I just received this email from Big Cho himself. Can you see me backstage? Got back here before you started the show. Ladies and gentlemen, did you think about maybe I was saving the best for last, Big Cho? Did you? You hadn't thought about that, had you? Or maybe I am. Ladies and gentlemen, is it time to say hello to Big Cho? Is it? It could be. It could be. But we're not at our closer yet. So, Big Cho, stand by. I got you. But first, we say hello to Rich. And then we'll get to Big Cho. Rich is the setup man today. Hello, Rich.
Hey, Jake.
What's up, Rich?
Hey, Jake, can you hear me? I'm getting a little double feed here. Are you okay?
I hear you, Rich, as long as you can hear me. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got cataract.
Rich, I'm sorry. It feels like you're having some connection issues. Well, Big Cho, maybe the YouTube gods are looking down on you because we're coming to you right after the super chat. Michael says AG handled the presser well too, set boundaries. Yeah, he's been very good with that, no doubt. Jetstream says, just wanted to shout out every loyal Jets fan. Has been brutal. Hopefully it only gets better. No such thing as a bandwagon Jet fan, Jetstream. If you're a Jet fan, if you're one of the thousands of people who's tuned in on a Sunday in August to a preseason postgame show, you're a diehard. So thank you very much, Jetstream. All right, folks. He's getting restless in the green room. It's time to say hello to a guy who always brings energy and is the host of the Big Cho Show featuring Shania Twain. Ladies and gentlemen, take a step back and get ready to get your chill on. It's time.
Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho.
Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in.
Big Cho.
I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles.
We're talking about Big Cho.
My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
Put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling.
Big Cho.
Jake.
Joe.
What's up, brother? I thought maybe you lost me.
Just chilling.
Okay. No, I wasn't being impatient. I thought maybe you lost my connection.
Big Joe, I was saving the best for last.
Oh, I usually never go last. I thought because you were having technical difficulties earlier, you may have lost me.
Big Joe, not only do I have you, but we all have you now on the program.
Appreciate it. Hey, I sent you a text early this morning. Did you get it? I mean, email.
Of your observations from the game?
Yeah.
I did, yes.
It's another one of those not sleeping well nights. I was in the shower at 3:45.
Wow.
Thought I'd shoot you an email. I was quite impressed yesterday. I thought they came ready to play, and they were prepared. First and foremost, you could tell that they wanted to play the game. I also thought that Fields played really well. Being only was one drive, he did great. He went to his check downs, to his backs when nothing was there. He ran when nothing was there. He did excellent on that touchdown run. I was real impressed with him. I was real impressed with the front seven, putting that pressure on the quarterback and getting that strip sack. I thought that was pretty good. I feel like if they come week in and week out and put the work in, we're going to do okay.
I like it, Big Joe. I like what I saw yesterday. I'm glad you were impressed as a coach yourself.
Yeah, I was actually. I was very impressed. I had told you before the season started, I said 9 wins. You remember me saying that?
I don't, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you said whatever you like to say to what you say, God's ears to my lips or whatever.
You said I wanted to kiss your lips?
No, about God.
Oh.
What was that phrase you say?
I might have said this.
Now that is a hot take. Damn.
Now you say something like from your lips to God's ears or something like that.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. No, I've been saying 9 since we started talking about the schedule.
You're a believer. You're a Cho believer.
Yeah, I think we're going to do well. I feel a lot better about the first week coming up with the Steelers. I feel a lot better than I was before. So you have a hangover?
I'm doing well now. I'm alive.
Did you have a good time though?
I did. A lot of fun.
Who got married? Who'd you know?
A friend of mine from high school.
Oh, okay. Bride or the groom?
The groom.
Okay. Nice. Was it in New York?
It was.
In the city?
Long Island.
Okay. How far is that from you?
About 2.5 hours.
Really?
Well, it was all the way on the east end of Long Island.
Oh, wow. How'd you get there?
I drove.
I thought you didn't have a car.
I borrowed a car, Big Joe.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, nice. Well, that's cool that it let you borrow a car.
I asked my parents, and I borrowed one of the cars.
Oh, nice. Your
Yeah.
parents live in New York City?
No, they live in Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Rick Kent just said this is a scintillating call.
Of course. I said what I had to say about my takes, and now I'm just chilling.
Hey, are you aware that we have a new listener named Whoopi Choberg in the chat?
Yeah, I heard that. What's that about?
She's a big fan of the show, apparently, and your calls.
Nice. I can always use another fan.
Boomtown says, Joey would make an excellent private investigator with all these questions.
Oh, yeah.
Mike D's Nuts says, falling asleep.
Take a nap.
Pat McAfee's Tank Top says, I'm listening to the show while driving. I almost fell asleep at the wheel listening to you, Joe.
Tell him to take a nap. I don't ever listen to his show.
Rick says that I should have brought you as my +1 to the wedding.
I live all the way in North Carolina. That wouldn't have worked.
Steven wants to know what you're looking at.
I'm taking a peek at the TV. I appreciate your time, man. I just wanted to call and tell you about the Jets game last night.
Rick Kent writes in, has Cho figured out how to get from the airport to his hotel?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to get an Uber. That's what you said, right?
I didn't say anything.
I thought you said get an Uber.
Nick Shine said get an Uber after he said he won't pick you up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can get an Uber.
Jetstream wants to relay the message that he needs you to calm down.
I'm always calm, man.
He says you're too intense, too much energy.
I told you where my energy goes. It goes on the court. When I'm not on the court, I'm chilling.
JD writes, and if Cho had the Uber app, then why ask for a ride?
Because I like to meet new people. Like I told you, I was going to take whoever picked me up out to lunch. Get to know him. That was it.
Custom Kick says, this call is like taking melatonin.
We'll take a nap.
Rick Kent says, it's because you're cheap.
Nah, man. He don't know nothing about me.
Spencer Green writes in, ask Big Joe if he could train LeBron this offseason. Ask him what he feels LeBron needs to work on going into the season.
LeBron doesn't have to work on too much. He's pretty damn good. He just needs to keep his stamina up since he's getting older. But he brings it all the time. He's been, he's like 40-something now?
Rick Kent claims he knows more about you than you realize, Joe.
Who?
Rick Kent.
Rick Kent? What's he know?
He doesn't specify.
Oh, okay. Rick Kent. Gotcha.
Beats Custom Kick says, hopefully you don't talk to the Uber driver or he'll fall asleep and crash.
Nah, man. They won't crash. I feel like you got to hold the conversation up somewhat, Jay.
I'm deferring to you, Big Joe. You waited on hold. You wanted to be on the air. The floor is yours.
No, I told you what I had to say about the Jets game. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's why I sent you that email.
Any other thoughts, or you're good to go?
I'm good to go. I just I don't. I'm starting to feel like when I call here, I got to defend myself, and I'm not really digging that at all.
What would you prefer the chat do?
No, I'm just saying I don't feel like defending myself. People are being critical.
Should I not read the chat to you?
No, I mean, if that's how they feel, but they shouldn't be that critical. They don't even know me.
Well, Cho, the floor is yours when you're on the air, so it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like defending myself. I call because I like to call and talk to you.
Papa Jet says, I still love you, Coach Cho.
I appreciate that.
Rick says, you're terrific.
Terrific. Nice.
Tommy wants to know if you're attending any Jets games this year.
Yeah, I'm going to the meetup. You already knew that, Jay.
Nate writes, in a basketball coach that doesn't like defending. Yikes.
I'm an excellent defensive coach, so we won't even go there. I may go to the Jacksonville game, too.
Is Cho short for Joseph? The Human Fund wants to know.
No, Cho was short for Concho.
Big fella says, this is Cho-tastic.
Well, I say what's up to all the people that are positive in the show.
Big Cho, you have a hell of a day, all right?
Yeah, you do the same, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Big Cho.
Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho. Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. Big Cho. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. We're talking about Big Cho. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling. Big Cho.
Covered a lot there, folks. Shout out to Whoopi Choberg. Always great to have new listeners join the program, be a part of this community. Can everyone hit the like button if you haven't done so already? And more importantly, subscribe. If the Jets are good this year, we're getting to 50,000 subs by the end of the season. I believe it. These two got us. One game. And if this chat and some of the calls are any indication, the Super Bowl is back on. Forget the playoff drought. I'll see you guys in San Francisco. All right. I'm getting the names together for the raffle, but I'm going to try one last caller here because he called in and we couldn't hear him, and he always has some great takes. So let's see if we can get him this time. If not, we're going to do the he just dropped off the line, so forget it. Southern Jet, call back tomorrow, and I'll take your call when you call in, and we'll get things situated for you. Sound good? All right. On that note, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a small, short clip. Get the names together, and then when we come back, a Justin Fields jersey is today's raffle prize. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back right after this.
Okay, Jake, this is some real serious shit right now. I'm helping someone out. Do you have Cash App? I'm serious, Jake. I swear to God. I'm not bullshitting you.
Yeah, what do you need the money for, Charles?
She's real. I heard her voice. I swear to God.
What does she need help with?
It's complicated right now. Please, Jake. I really am in deep, dire straits right now.
Why not ask?
There's a deposit of $1,000, but something turned out with her financial department. She uses Bitcoin wallet.
Of course she does.
I was supposed to help her out with some payments.
Why would you help her out? You don't have a job. Bad fellow, what do you think of this situation?
I smell criminality everywhere. I smell it. I need the bat spray.
I'm being serious here.
I'm being serious. Charles, if she's asking you for Bitcoin, that's a scam, bro. Now back to Batman. Charles, you cannot be duped. Do not fall for this.
I met her on Discord.
Have you seen what she looks like?
Well, she's busy right now. She was busy at the time.
Of course. So you've never seen her because you're being scanned. If I'm supposed to believe this is real, she needs it for what?
The financial department.
The financial department of what?
Don't you fall for that scam.
Well, I just lost all my freaking money because of this bitch.
Well, how much did you pay this person?
Too damn much. I heard her voice. It was a woman.
Have you watched this show and seen what Gator has done with people's voices?
It wasn't Gator. It was an actual female voice.
Oh my God. Of course it's not Gator scamming you. $70? Is that why you requested that from me? More than that?
Yes.
How much?
I literally help people that have been victimized from this weekly. This is called a romance scam. What did you use? Did you use like Venmo?
Cash App, Bitcoin address.
Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Nah, you're not getting your money back, dude. I can't help you. You're lucky it's not all your money.
How much money is it?
Over 100.
How much? Give me an exact number and we will probably get it done right now. If you swear to everyone watching the show, you will not be scammed by anyone that is fake trying to get your money again. Block this person immediately. Do not give them any more money. You understand?
Yes. I was an idiot, Jake. My parents warned me about this shit and I failed.
You cannot talk to strangers on the internet, Charles. You understand?
Yes.
Tell me how much money you sent to this fake person immediately. How much total money is this roughly here? Because I can't do the math as I'm on the air right now. This is over $1,000, Charles. Is that why you asked for 1,000 at the beginning? That's so nice of you, big fella. I'll make sure we get this to Charles.
Look, Charles is a special person. And for someone to take advantage of him, I wish I was the real Batman because I'd go and destroy them.
I posted Charles' Venmo in the chat. Send it to him directly. I mean, it's just brutal. Charles, you got scammed, man. Hopefully you learn from this. That's all you could do. Get set for a raffle. Mike D's Nuts says, Jake put me in. Mike, you were the last person that I put in. Cha-ching. Okay, who's ready? Wheel is being spun right after this.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Okay, hold on. I don't have my normal monitor set up here. So I am trying to get the wheel up. Stand by with me. I will have it up shortly, folks. Thanks for the patience. I'm not in my normal spot, so it's a little different. But I should have the Wheel of Champions up shortly. Hold on, let me get my music ready. Dun dun dun. Raffle music. Wheel. It's up. I think everyone should be able to see it. Great. I've shuffled the names. I want to wish everyone good luck. If you win, you have to email me so I know where to send the jersey to. So email me with your address, your actual name. For instance, if your username is Jet47, I need a first and last name. And I also need to know what size and color you want the jersey in. So, good luck to everyone. Again, thank you to everyone who supports this channel and allows us to do these awesome giveaways. Here we go. One winner, a Fields jersey in honor of win number 1 in the Justin Fields era. Here we go. The winner is listener Joe Grow. Hey, shout out to Joe. I believe Joe is assistant principal. I know he works in education. He's called the show. I got to meet Joe and his son at our Yankees Asmaniac meetup in June. Congratulations to Joe Grow. He was at the draft party. He's a true Jets fan. He lives in Philly. He's got to deal with the Eagles fans. So I'm sure he's pumped to have some fresh Jets gear ahead of the season. He is the winner of the Fields jersey. Tomorrow on the show, we raffle away a signed Sauce, Germaine, and Aaron Glenn jersey. So make sure you're locked into our first show tomorrow morning in the 10 a.m. hour, and that will be getting underway. All right, that does it for me. Our first of what I hope is more than 20 post-game shows this year, but definitely our first of 20. We have our watch party next week. So please, please, please buy a ticket. The price is going to go up a couple bucks later in the week. I got to talk to the venue on when. So hopefully as an incentive, you guys buy your tickets early and you lock in your spot. It's only $18 and you get a free drink, a free shot, and a raffle ticket. The more people come, the more prizes we'll have, but we have already locked in some epic prizes like a signed Breece Hall jersey that is framed. It's massive. It's awesome. We also have signed Glenn jersey, signed Corbett jersey. So it's going to be awesome. Adrian says, Jake, take my call. You're not even on the line, Adrian. So no, I can't take your call. So stop trying to ruin my show by telling me to take your call if you're not even on hold for me to go to you. That's not how this works, buddy. On that note, love you all. Jets win. They won. Let's enjoy it. I'm enjoying it, even if it ultimately might not mean a whole heck of a lot. But hey, it's better than losing, and that's the bottom line. Again, thank you all for your support. Best fans, best listeners. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, spread the word. This is the place to be for daily Jets talk. Go Jets, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Big Cho. Hey, Big Cho, I'm getting another call. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Big Cho.
Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in.
Big Cho.
I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles.
We're talking about Big Cho.
My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling.
Big Cho.
Well, hey, Big Cho.
What's going on with you?
Oh, man, what's going on with you?
No, I'm just kind of chilling. I got some more work to do.
Chilling, too. Just chilling here. I figured I'd call and say what's going on.
Whose jersey you got on?
Earl Christie from Super Bowl.
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 3, of course. The only one.
That's true.
Yeah.
You look like you're nice and relaxed.
Yeah, I was just chilling.
How was your fourth?
Did you say something?
Yeah, I said, how was your fourth?
I was just chilling.
Just chilling.
Just chilling, man. I chill on Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Chill. Just gotta do it, just chilling.
Somebody's got to do it.
You know that. My back's killing me. I'm just chilling. See what Jake's doing. Just figure I'd call in and see how you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your back?
Just always hurts. Sitting here in a chair like this helps. So I chill here sometimes Monday through Friday and then Saturday and Sunday. And just chill here and it feels good. How's your back doing?
It's doing okay. I've had several spinal operations, had over 10.
10? No, that's good.
Yep.
Best to just sit there and chill, right?
Yeah, basically.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.